Welcome. That loud enough?
Yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I didn't want it to peak or nothing. I didn't want it to like crunch or nothing. So I wanted to give you
That's the point of everything I've
Well,
done.
I just wanted to give you a chance to Okay.
And be okay.
Except for the high pitched ones, apparently.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I just can't hit high notes. Okay. Welcome to Beauty and the Beards, everybody. This is the first official recording episode of this long-awaited, this fucking long time coming podcast that we have been trying to build here. This is your one-stop shop for sports, games, cartoons, music, good times, funny moments, fucking anything that you could ask for, it is here. We have it all. Be ready. We are going to be doing this every single week as much as we can for as long as we can. We are going to try to have everybody here with us as much as possible. So as long as you're here with us, we're going to have a fun ride. We hope that you come back. So please do make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, leave a comment, do everything that you need to do to let us know that you are here and that you want to be a part of this, because we want you to be a part of this. We would love for you guys to be a part of this. So definitely enjoy the ride, enjoy this time, enjoy listening. Let's have some fun. I'm going to go ahead and get it started by introducing my beautiful co-hosts. I have two wonderful people here, and I also have a man behind the desk. But let's go ahead and start with the people over here in front with me. I got my boy Scott here.
What's popping? What's popping?
The homie Scott, the homie, the big homie.
We out here.
One of the main big heads around this whole entire thing. He kind of started it all along with our boy Rich here. They kind of got into the conversation, and then I got tossed in. So he's definitely one of the main proprietors to why this all started. But along with us, we also have the wonderful, the beautiful, the one who just had her birthday yesterday, Keanna.
What's up, homies?
Oh man, I'm excited for this. I am so excited for this. This has been something that has been on everybody's minds, I think, for the past like 2 months now.
Yeah, it's been a couple months.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've all been
Yeah.
like really like locked in on this to the point where we've just been anticipating this day. And I don't even think that we were even ready for this day to come. Like we're all here and we all still
been
kind of
waiting.
got like jitters and stuff. Still kind of like shaking off last night a little bit. Not gonna lie. SummerSlam was fucking awesome. Like, oh my goodness.
Betrayal left and right.
Oh man, we'll
Betrayal.
definitely get more into that for sure. But
The
like,
lies.
oh man, today is definitely the day. We've been looking forward to this. We do also have. I almost forgot to mention because I did say we have a fourth member. He was also helping us right now on the cameras. The boy on the ones and twos, beautiful hand on the cam. The one, the only, Richy on the mic, baby. Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hey, there he is. There he is. There's my guy. Richy's an awesome dude. He's our tech guy. If there's anything that we need to know or anything that we can do or can't do, that man can. That man is the hands, the eyes, and the ears. He is the one who sees all. He is our guy behind the desk. That is the man, Rich. Absolutely. So,
I'll have a cam at some point.
oh man.
We have to have a rich cam. At
Yeah,
some
we
point.
do got to
Yeah,
get a
yeah,
rich
yeah.
cam. We got to get the rich cam, man. He's got to have his own little desk cam, bro. But that's, man, this crew, solid.
We're out here to put.
You might
bangers
have,
out.
you might
We-
have,
we
a,
out here.
you might have a C team, a B team. Hell, you might even have a D team, motherfucker. We are the A team. We are the one. We are the A team. That is us. We are those guys. We are the Avengers. Who the fuck are those guys? Who are they? Captain America? A fucking nerd. Use a
Freaking
shield.
nerd.
Use a shield. Anyway, how is everybody doing? Let's start it off by just kind of getting a read on how everybody's feeling. How's everybody doing? Scott, how you feeling today, brother?
I'm tired.
Yeah?
I'm absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, you did get up a little bit early today.
Yeah, 5 a.m. for absolutely no reason.
Oh,
We do start these a little earlier in the day, but 5 a.m. is a little aggressive.
That's too
I'm not
early.
going to lie.
It wasn't on purpose. I literally woke up and was just like, well, I'm not tired anymore.
nope.
What time does Walmart open?
Yeah.
There 2 minutes after they open to improve the
You
set.
were there with all the old
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I saw a single other customer walking through Walmart.
Damn.
I was there that early. I swear they just opened the doors. We made it to Kroger's, I think, like
But honestly,
15 minutes after they
R.I.P. to
opened.
24-hour Walmart.
I mean, yeah, but honestly, if you're gonna go at any point in Walmart, usually the beginning of the day or the end of the day is the best time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there is no other time to really go to Walmart.
I feel like at
'cause it
the
just
end of
gives
the
you
day,
a-
though, they're so pissed off
Yeah,
already. I'm like,
everybody during the day at Walmart is just fucking annoyed that they have to be there. Like nobody, like even if you have to go, you don't want to.
no.
You don't want to. You don't want to
Kroger's
be
even
in there.
worse, though.
I don't know.
Bro, that Mount Sinai. Ugh.
See now the Kroger on the other side of town, yeah, that's bad. I mean, that one's rough. I used to work at that one, so I don't even go out that way. But the one closer to over here, that's not bad. It's not bad. Like I go in and get out though. I don't really stick around unless I bump into somebody. But because in there, it's a fucking mess. People are a mess. People in this town are a fucking mess.
It's easier to go when there's absolutely nobody in there.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Like thank God for Instacart, Walmart ordering and everything, because that's all my
Dude,
mom
I
does
know.
now. She only orders groceries and stuff. Like anytime that there's ever anything for any need for anything in the house, like
Homie, I hit up Aldi's first, and then if I
Aldi's
need
is
anything
nice.
else, I'll go to
Aldi's is
Walmart.
clutch.
Well, with the way the economy is, we buy the groceries as
the
we need
economy.
The economy, the way that the economy is set up, the way my bank account is set up,
them. Got a checking in a savings.
checking in my savings my checkings.
No, but we grocery shop as we need things. Like for breakfast this morning, we got the stuff for it 2 days ago. Like
Oh no, I do
Dude,
everything
Also,
all at
shout
once.
out to Scott's wife
fuck
because
that.
Scott's
that.
wife Brittany has came through on the last last
yeah.
Sunday and this Sunday both.
And this Saturday for the weekend prior.
And this, yes, and that too. Yes, absolutely. She has made fire, so good, fire ass meals for us for breakfast to get us started and have
Biscuits
us
and
ready.
gravy.
Biscuits and gravy. We
Oh,
got these
man.
little breakfast sausage, croissant, like French toast, like
Pigs in a
bites.
blanket.
Pigs in a blanket. Yeah, oh my god, they're so good. So. Like honestly, shout out to Brittany. She is a lot of the reason why we even have the energy that we do. Because if we just woke up, turned on the cameras, hit record,
Struggling.
boy,
there would
it
be no chance.
bad. It would be rough. But shout out to her. She is a good help to a lot of all of this. Like she might not work the camera, she might not be on the mic, but behind the scenes, she helps us
She
out
keeps
a
us
lot.
fed and happy,
yeah,
man.
she keeps us together. She maintains us. Shout
Fed
out
and
to her.
happy.
Oh, trust me, I've gained at least 30 pounds since we've been married.
Hey, man, and that's all good. That's
Fed
all
and-
good.
fed and happy,
Anytime
right?
that
That's
we've
where
had a
we're going.
WWE event so far that wasn't, unlike last night that was at Keanna's party, like we have had the WWE events here, and she has made food almost every single time, and it's been amazing. The last one was the chicken parmesan. What was it? The parmesan chicken pasta.
yeah, garlic
Frosty, I
parmesan
had them
pasta,
homemade
slow cooked.
tamales for
Oh
everybody
yeah, she had the
yesterday.
tamales.
Yeah.
Tamales. But Keanna, I gotta ask you now, because I already asked Scott. How are you doing? You just had your birthday yesterday.
Good,
we had
actually.
a party. Like, how you feeling?
Good, actually. I woke up feeling pretty nice.
Yeah.
Woke up at 7:45 like a normal human baby.
Yeah.
Not 5 a.m.
I didn't do it on purpose.
I got the middle, man. I got like the middle ground on both of you. I literally woke up at like 6. So like you woke up at
That's not
5.
terrible.
You're used
That's
to
not
waking up at
terrible.
3 o'clock in the morning every day.
Yeah, but I did also go to bed at 6 o'clock on Saturday. Not Saturday,
6
but
a.m.
Friday.
Oh,
6
I was
a.m.
like 6 p.m. I was like, all right.
No, 6
No.
a.m.
Okay, old man.
6 a.m. No, I'm usually in bed by 7. Like go to sleep around 8.
7.
I have to be up at 3 a.m.
You go through
I
the
go
work.
to bed at 11:30 usually, and I have to be up by 5:30.
Yeah, I wake up at 3 a.m. for work, so I got to go to bed at 7 to get a decent amount of sleep. And usually I don't even get to bed at 7. I'm in bed, but I don't go to sleep until like
I
8.
leave my house with 10 minutes to get to work, and I usually make it on time.
I
every
leave my
time.
house with like, because the way work is set up right now, unfortunately, there's no real like need for me to be super poignant, like on point with
Mm-hmm.
my time, because even if I get there early or late, the amount of work that's going to be there is going to be the same, and it is not going to change
Yeah.
for a little bit. And so it's like, it's not like I'm coming into like, so just to kind of preface this, I currently drive a forklift for a trucking company.
Forklift
And-
certified?
Yep,
Any-
forklift
Same.
certified.
for the ladies.
Yep, forklift certified.
Idiots.
Thank you. Thank you.
Idiots.
But we haven't had as many routes to deliver. So the amount of trucks that come in, or at least the amount of stuff that comes in on these trucks, has been a lot lighter. So the need for people to be there hasn't really been as bad as it used to be, because we're not moving as much. So, and there'll even be points where once we're done unloading what we have to unload and load what we have to load, there will also be points where we're waiting on more trucks to come in, and so we'll have like an hour or even sometimes 2 hours of
Come work
downtime.
at the foundry with me.
Man, see,
Fuck that.
it's
Hot.
about to that point. As much as I hate the heat,
Hot and dirty.
I need money. Boy needs money.
It's hot, bro.
I need money. This
We ain't got no air conditioning in the foundry, and it's
yeah, the end of this year is
Poured metal all
jam
day
packed with
long.
video games, and I don't have enough money to support it. And I also have, we also have football games that we're going to this year that I want to be able to support too.
hey yo, that famous liquors over there. When we went by the other day, they have a help wanted sign up.
Man, I'm almost to the point where I'm about to go back in the kitchen part time with my sister
hell
and be
no.
back there at
In the
Casey's. But I'm like, man,
kitchen.
I don't know.
That job did you dirty. I wouldn't
It's
fuck
so
with that.
bad. But nonetheless, everybody doing good. Everybody feeling good. Rich, how you doing back there, bud?
I'd feel better if I had half a mil, if I'm gonna be honest, for sure.
you had what?
If I had half a mil.
I think we'd all
We're
feel a lot
getting
better.
there.
if we had
Trying, calm down.
And you could help us get there by pressing that subscribe button.
Like and comment, hurry,
Please.
all of it.
Please. I have kids. I don't have kids.
I have dogs
I
and
have-
cats.
I do have a dog.
And a
She
little
is
bird.
sweetheart. I do have a dog. She is a sweetheart.
I have a horse.
Yeah, I have 2 horses.
Dude, oh my
Technically.
god. Yeah, I have a dog. These guys have mutants.
We have
Like,
mooses.
They're not
Yeah.
mutants. They're just
They
big.
are not
They are big
mutants.
boys.
They're just giant mastiffs. And they're all brothers.
I'm
It's
sorry,
fine.
if we're going to put it in comparison size, my dog is the size of an average human being, and then they have D1 athletes. That's like what this is. That's pretty much what this comes down to. Like, I have a kid who stayed at home and played with Beyblades and watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Their kids are out there putting on football pads and lining up with each other to go catch fucking 50-yard passes and shit. Like, fuck me, I guess. It's time to duel, bitch. Like, whatever, I guess. Like,
It's time to duel.
sure. But
Just
yeah.
wait until I bring both of them over here.
Oh my god. See, my dog got
Then
a
we
little
got
hitch in her
3.
step too. I love her. My dog a little hitch.
One
in
of
her
the
step.
motherfuckers is rough. Trying
Yeah.
to get all 3 of them together is always a wild.
Tell
go.
me about it.
Especially, you got a good yard for it now, though.
Yeah,
you do have a great yard
If
for
we
it.
ever
now.
have the 3 of them together and Blue present, Blue wants nothing to do with it.
no, Blue wants nothing to do with it. That
Nah.
little
She
heart doesn't
barely
wanna be a
wants
part of
anything to
that.
do with Odin as it is.
Let alone
Odin has so much energy
2
for
more
the both of them.
mooses. Oh no.
Mooses, Mises.
Mooses.
Is it mooses?
Mooses.
Okay.
Moose? No, it's mooses.
No, mooses.
Mooses. It's got to be mooses.
Me-
Y'all are
Mooses?
fucking Illinoisans to the goddamn. It's just moose, no matter
Okay,
what.
so it's like deer, right? Like
Is it? Is it
Yeah.
deer? It's just deer is deer.
There's 3 moose. That sounds so wrong. 3
Moose
Look at
doesn't
those
sound
moose
right.
out there. Oh my god, look at that pack of moose.
Moose is the singular and plural. I will look this up, but it is the singular. and
Put it on the
plural.
board.
Mises, mooses.
I don't
All of the
like.
above. I don't like moose.
I don't like.
Sounds
That doesn't sound right for plural.
wrong. Sounds wrong.
The plural for moose is moose. This is because moose is an example of a plural noun in English
Why is-
that is the same as its singular form. For example,
So-
you can
so-
say
so
there are
meese.
several moose in the forest.
Okay. Well,
So Meese got it.
so
Mises.
Goddamn moose.
so mice. Okay, understood.
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 It just sounds so
Most?
wrong.
Okay.
We got 3 moose in the house.
Got some moose in the house. Oh man.
Oh,
Well,
hell.
so what do we want to start off with? Let's go ahead and talk about Survivor Series since that's kind of fresh.
Wrong one. SummerSlam.
Oh, sorry. SummerSlam.
Survivor?
I said Survivor Series.
Survivor
Holy
Series.
shit.
It is one of the pay-per-views, but I
Is
don't, I
it?
don't think they do that anymore.
I'm about to say,
I think that one-
it's
I
been
was like,
a while.
wait a minute. I don't
It's
know
been a
what we're
while. I
talking
don't
about
know.
anymore.
Because like because
That is one
your
of them.
boyfriend last night, he brought up one of the old SummerSlams when it was the green and blue logo.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that SummerSlam because I had that on DVD. I had a few pay-per-views on DVD because my grandma would go to the resale shops, find them, and bring them home. And boy, did those get put on replay. But I just in my head, I seen that logo, and for some reason, those were the words that popped up with it. I don't know
The
why.
Survivor Series. I'm like, I
Survivor
don't-
Series.
No.
Great pay-per-view that doesn't
so
exist anymore.
confused.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
think.
sure they discontinued that one. They are bringing
Yeah.
back the Bash though.
The Bash, yeah. I wish Backlash would come
no.
back. Backlash was
Yeah,
fucking
that was-
awesome.
that was a good one, too.
Backlash was awesome. Like, oh, they had some really sick ones that I would have loved to see make a return.
Or TLC.
TLC,
just
yeah.
Table ladders and chairs.
Table ladders and chairs was rad too.
I don't know that one.
You don't know TLC? Oh, that one was awesome. They would do that like
It's the only one I don't.
They would do that. They would do that like before Elimination Chamber. That would be like the big extreme one before
okay,
Elimination
They
Chamber.
still do elimination.
and they do
elimination.
still Elimination Chamber because it's Elimination Chamber and then Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah, it's Royal.
Yeah. Is it?
Shit.
I think it's Elimination Chamber and then Royal Rumble.
It might be because I think Royal Rumble. I'm pretty sure
Royal
it's the
Rumble's
last
before
one.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's the last one.
They always do that to lead up to the big. Whoever
Yeah.
wins Royal Rumble, they get the big title shot at WrestleMania. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
always do it that way.
Shout out Cody Rhodes.
Shout out Cody Rhodes.
2 years back to back.
Cody Rhodes, my guy. If you're a fighting game fan, he is the equivalent of like the nicest version of M. Bison in the WWE you can get. Like genuinely. Like M. Bison is a dictator amongst all dictators. He rules. Like he is the biggest piece of shit in fighting games, like one of. Like if there's a Mount Rushmore of dickheads in fighting games, M. Bison is on
He's that one,
He's
yeah.
one of those guys. But Cody Rhodes is like the yin to his yang because they look exactly alike, but Cody Rhodes has blonde slick back hair. Bison has black slick back hair. Bison wears like the general jacket with like the tassels and the shoulder pads. What the fuck does Cody Rhodes wear every time he comes
The
out?
exact same thing.
M. Bison's logo is a skull with wings. He is the M. Bison of the WWE, but he is the polar opposite. He's like his yin to his yang. Like if there was a bona fide perfect version where M. Bison was not an asshole, it's Cody Rhodes. And it's because he's the most dominant good guy in the world, like by far. And honestly, if they do it right, he could be the best champion they've ever had. Because the way the world is set up now, the way that the media is set up, and the way that the WWE is set up, the way they could brand him is perfect.
Oh, yeah.
He is by far one of the best poster childs they've ever had for the brand.
Literally every time he walks down the main aisle, he always takes pictures with kids, signs autographs for him, and for the second whoa, he always if there's a small kid wearing his outfit, he'll bring him out with him and let him do the whoa with him.
He's so good, dude.
It's iconic.
He's so good. Like,
As much as I love Roman Reigns, he kind of just straight face walks down the aisle, doesn't talk to anybody,
but
doesn't
that's
look at
fine.
anybody.
That's
It's a
fine.
character, and
but
I get
once
that.
again,
But
it's a yin and yang situation
Yeah.
where it's like it's just like when back in the day when it was Randy Orton and John Cena for years, when they were like the two guys that were like it was him and it was John Cena and Randy. One of them would have the belt. John Cena would get injured, leave for a bit. He'd come back at a pay-per-view, blow the fucking crowd away. Now he's fucking back in the ring. Randy comes back, talks his shit. Now they're battling it out for the next like 3 pay-per-views. And it's like, what the hell, dude? But that's what it was. They were like the perfect duo. They like worked so well with each other. That's another reason why that return last night of Roman Reigns was so damn good. It made it so good.
I'm so happy that went the way that I wanted it
Oh,
to.
yeah. Oh,
Him
yeah.
taking on
Called
solo
it.
is
All I can hear was
exactly
Scott
how
in
it
the
needed to
background.
happen.
I called it.
I called it. Yeah, I totally
knew it.
called
The moment I heard the music start and I saw head of the table on the ringside walls or whatever,
Yeah.
I was like, I called it. It's Roman fucking Reigns.
Yep. Well, I mean, and that was the thing too. Like he said it in the beginning. Like he said before it all he was starting. He was like, if there's a time for Roman Reigns to come back, I think it's now. And then,
Because the audience and pretty much everybody's tired of what Solo's doing.
Yeah.
Like they're over it. They want Roman back.
yeah, like
And he is.
yes, he
Such
is.
a beautiful motherfucker.
He is. He's welcome back, Roman. I'm so happy to have you back. Even if you come around for a little bit to help the storyline out, and then take like
It was
another month and a half
very
break just to go
awaited.
record some more movie lines or whatever, do it. But glad to have you back, buddy.
Friday Night SmackDown this week is going to be fun.
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait
Both
to
of
see.
them. Both of them.
Oh man, where's Paul? Oh, where's Paul? I know Paul was shedding a tear. I know Paul was shedding a tear. Oh man, Paul Heyman, I love you.
Roman Reigns is the one that inducted Paul Heyman into the Hall of Fame. If you didn't know that, yeah, Paul Heyman is the creator of ECW.
Right,
if you remember
I deserve it.
that, yeah, Paul Heyman is one of the goats for sure.
If you thought the soul of ECW died in a lawsuit in 2010, you can suck my fucking dick. I love Paul Heyman. That man is a legend amongst men when it comes to the WWE organization. There is honestly not a lot better. You can't do a lot better than Paul Heyman. He has done so much for that organization, whether it's the promoting or the bringing up of the wrestlers that there are now, or even all the work that he put into with ECW back then. He is absolutely amazing. Shout out to Paul Heyman. He is a great fucking dude. But
Let's run it down the list. First match was Liv and
Rhea Ripley.
Rhea
The
Ripley.
absolute betrayal, dude.
Oh man.
Absolute
Betrayal.
betrayal that happened last night.
It was a great match up until the end when the whole entire thing got flipped on its head.
Yeah.
Almost literally.
I want to say that I didn't see it coming, but I think I might have.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like in the moment you're like, there's no way he's gonna do this, right? Like you could see it that it could happen, but you're like, there's no way, right? Like there's no shot. And then
I got
Lo and
scared at
behold.
first when he grabbed the chair, and then I was like, okay, he's just trying to like talk
Yeah,
her into the right
you can hear him
mindset.
saying you can't win the
you
title.
can't win
like
the
this.
title this way, yeah.
And then the end
Yeah.
happened.
Oh man. Which I mean, at this point, we're
The
Well,
kiss,
and
and then
now-
as he was walking off, he was just like,
Now there's only what, Rhea and
Rhea and
Damien
Damien.
now.
Damien, yeah, and which
I hope
which,
they go on
oh
a
my God,
brutal,
they need to
a
make
brutality tour with each other. The Terror
man.
Twins.
you think Liv Morgan's revenge
Oh
tour was
my
bad?
God, wait a minute. I thought about this all wrong. I thought
A
about this all
brutality
wrong. Wait a
tour.
minute. So I said last night that Rhea is going to get back at them, and that, of course, Finn Balor and Dom and Liv, they are all going to now run Judgment Day. But what if? I said, and now it was either they were going to run Judgment Day or there was going to be like a father-son reunion again. And I just thought about it. I was like,
Not after that.
no.
After that.
No. It's gonna be a reunion, but it's gonna be with Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio. All of them
That'd
are
be
gonna,
fire.
They are all
I'm
gonna.
telling one
you
It's
Mysterio
what,
gonna
man.
literally going to be the ultimate like.
Her
team
and
up.
Damien, even if it's just them two, as some Terror Twins doing a brutality tour, man. Because,
Dude, it's going to be
oh
a tornado
my
tag
God.
team match. It's literally going to be a mixed tag team match. It's going to be Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. It's going to be Dom
Yep.
versus his dad. It's going to be Damien versus Finn Balor. It's literally the ultimate tag. It's the ultimate
Finn.
tornado
And
tag
then
team match.
and then JD that nobody gives a shit about.
Yep. And then one of
And
the judgment-
Carlito's gonna
We're
stay on
not
the side
even
with Rey
worried about
Mysterio
him.
because Carlito fucking loves Rey Mysterio.
Yep. That is going to be the day that Carlito breaks and leaves Judgment Day to go help and assist Rey Mysterio because he was the inside man the whole time. Because
Wild.
none of it was cool.
Wild.
This would be dope.
Wild.
Because
I
none of it was
would
cool.
love every second of that.
Yeah.
Wild.
I honestly, if there was any way to write the storyline, and if WWE are not writing the storyline that way, just hire me for a day. I
Whack.
got you. I got you. Also, if you see us, look over to our left, or they look over past me. It's our guy Rich. He's over to our side, but there are also a bunch of. It's bad out this summer. Like even like everywhere I go, flies in this town are running amok. They are all over the place. They are hooligans. Like you would have thought that it's the purge for them every day because they just keep breaking into people's houses and eating
There's a
shit.
dead one hanging off of the tennis racket.
Yeah, we have
disgusting.
we have an electrical tennis racket zapper, and it has been put to use so
So
much
if you hear
this
a big
morning.
zap in the background, that's what happened.
I doubt it'll pick it up.
But Sami Zayn had his match as well.
I honestly wanted Braun to win that.
Yeah, Braun is I don't watch a lot. I haven't watched a lot of the in between shows like Raw and SmackDown. I haven't watched a lot of those. I've only caught a lot of the pay-per-views, which I still need to message your wife about getting a hold of that Hulu account, considering I don't have access to moi. So we're gonna have to get that going so
I
that
was
I can
gonna say I
actually
have a
watch.
Hulu account too if you need one.
I need
I have
one.
like the Disney Hulu.
okay.
For now, Hulu posts immediately
Fine.
after the live show's over.
I
And it's
just
commercial
need-
free.
I just need a login so that I can do it until they
I got you, homie.
until they eventually switch over to Netflix, which oh my God, that is
And
gonna be a
uncensored
fun
Raw
time.
is going to be fire.
God, it's like imagine the Attitude
Seth
Era. Imagine the Attitude Era.
fucking
but
Rollins.
Fucking oh man, it's gonna be good.
Drop the freaking. Let's do
oh
it.
man.
Until they drop him to SmackDown and go back to USA again.
See, and I don't know. See, there's a thing, man, and I want them to say Seth fucking Rollins, but they don't even do that in like the UFC. Well, that's not true because there's a dude in the UFC whose nickname is fucking. It's the same thing. Whereas like this fucking this, like, because he's just one of those. He's been around for a long time, and so he's got that nickname. But whenever they announce him, like Bruce Buffer announces him in the ring, he doesn't say that. He doesn't say this fucking this. He just says his name. But there was a moment at a press conference where one of the announcers for the press conference was announcing that he was cut up to the stage, and he dropped the fuck. Like, he put it right in there, and the fight, I almost called a wrestler, the fighter, like, gave him a point and was like, yeah, you know what the fuck you're doing. Like, that's it. So it's like, we'll have to see if they actually go all out and actually give him Seth fucking Rollins. But who knows? If they don't announce it, he might just get in the ring and say it himself.
Yeah, say it himself.
You know, like, that's the thing. He might just get in there and be like, cause I'm Seth fucking Rollins, and then twirl around in his fucking ballerina outfit that he has.
I need him to be the person that opens Monday Night Raw on the first episode of Raw on Netflix, because he says it's Monday Night Rollins.
Yeah.
So he's got to be the one that does it. He's got to be the one that opens Raw. You can't put Rollins on literally anything that isn't Raw for now, as long as his character's still popping.
All I need from Seth Rollins is to have
Keep up the
one of
outfits.
the biggest outfits ever, which is going to be like a trench coat that is like a giant fucking like theater curtain, and as he walks through, he like puts his arms through it, and it's like a jacket, and he continues to walk, and it falls down and drapes down the fucking background. He has this big long fucking coat, because that's like the extravagant shit I expect of him at this point. Like, he's got to keep doing, because I mean, come on, guys. If you watched this shit last night, that man's outfit was insane.
It was some wild
It was
shit last night.
insane. Like, Seth Rollins always does some crazy shit, but he was the guest referee. And the fact that it was literally a referee's shirt that had lingerie
And
stitching
the
for the black part.
Sparkly pants
And
on.
then, like, the most Michael Jackson glove pants you've ever seen in your life.
I would have never put those two together. But yeah.
Like, literally,
Absolutely.
it was the most. They literally just take every fucking glove that
shirt
Mike
was
ever.
wild.
Oh my lord,
The
that was,
shirt was
'cause I was
wild.
cool
I'm
with
pretty
the
sure it
pants.
was see-through.
It was. Oh, it was literal
It was
lingerie.
like it was like lacy in
Yeah.
between the stripes where the
for
black
the black
was,
strip.
and then
Yeah.
there was like
Okay.
holes
Yeah,
in
that's what
it,
it was.
and yeah, it was wild.
It was very weird, man. Like, I'm all for him being extra. I'm just like, man.
Those sparkly pants.
Yeah, like,
was,
thank God you're married to Becky
he
Lynch.
was glistening on that
Like,
stage.
man, thank God you're married to Becky Lynch, because dear Lord. But that was a really good match between them.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, that was an awesome match. Like, because we were even looking at the time when that match started, we were like, wow, this is gonna be a long one. Like, this stuff's some stuff's really gotta happen here. Like, because it started at like what, like 9:25, 9:30, and we were like,
No. That was
this is Cody Rhodes match.
That was the Cody Rhodes match.
Yeah, but that was what Seth Rollins was a part of, though.
No, Seth Rollins was CM Punk and Drew McIntyre.
That's right. That was a match before that. But even then, that was
The
really
one
Two
that
matches
got me
before.
last night, Jelly Roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jelly
oh
Roll.
my
The
God.
most
First of all,
Fire five
he did
knuckle
a great
shuffle.
performance at the beginning and then decided to come in and just destroy people.
Oh my Lord.
What?
Like a
I can't remember the
natural.
guy's name.
Like a natural.
That's
I don't
a
know
big
who it was.
man.
It was one of the A-Town down under guys.
Yeah, he was up there with R-Truth and the Miz. What's her tag name?
They're
again?
A-Town down under.
No. The Miz and R-Truth.
Shit.
The Real Truth or whatever. It's like something the truth. It's like something the real truth or something
That
like
was
that.
the wildest cameo as Jelly Roll.
Yeah, like he
I
came
did
in.
not expect that at all.
Came in, hit a chair shot, hit two chair shots, and then executed by far.
Oh my
by
goodness.
far, one of the cleanest.
Awesome truth.
Truth. That's right.
I was in the middle of
Awesome
13. I was
Truth.
like, that's what it
The
is.
Awesome
Yeah.
Truth.
I didn't even make it to the search.
But delivered by far one of the cleanest, most pure choke slams I've seen.
Oh,
from
yeah.
a non-wrestler, from a literal celebrity, because most celebrities come in, and like I was saying with Scott last night, I was like, most celebrities, when they come in, if they get in the ring, they're not gonna do a crazy like off the top turnbuckle, like, or running flip into this. Like, most of the time, you're not gonna get that unless you're watching like Bad Bunny or Logan Paul for that
Yeah,
instance.
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I will give you those two for
When
sure.
you
'cause-
saw Logan Paul's flips
like,
last night.
Yeah, Logan.
My God.
like, as much as I can dislike the guy's personality for who he is, like, I'll give it to him. He's a great businessman. And the dude can fucking wrestle. Like the dude,
He's a good athlete for this
He's a good
sport.
athlete for this. Like he really is. Like he literally goes out there and moves like a 10-year-old kid when he's wrestling his buddies on the playground.
yeah.
Like he literally knows how to sell shit. He can move very agilely through the ring. His flips and shit are on point. God forbid you take another table shot like that where you go to break through the table and it doesn't break. Oh my Lord. But nonetheless, put on a great show. MGK being there was just but Jelly Roll's appearance fantastic.
MGK didn't really do too much.
No, he got in there and gave him like high fives.
He was
But
there.
that's
It was
his
in
homie,
Cleveland.
though.
Yeah, that's
So
the
it's,
homie.
you
Then
know,
in
I mean,
Cleveland,
yeah,
started in
you can't-
hometown. You
you
gotta
can't
have
not.
MGK there, I guess. Whatever.
All right, Stan, come on.
Should have brought LeBron in.
He's a little busy right now.
LeBron's more loved in Cleveland, you know. Fly more for
I think
Paris
he's
for
got
a night.
better things that he's got
Well,
going on
He's in
right
the
now, but I could
motherfucking
be
Olympics
wrong.
right now. He's
Yeah.
got something going on. Yeah,
But-
hey, take a break from Paris.
Yeah, no, fuck that gold medal.
Come to
make
SummerSlam.
Come make this appearance at SummerSlam for like 30 minutes.
Just
and
a
then
little
go.
bit. Just a
They
little
can
bit.
fly out and fly back.
Oh yeah,
It'll
but
be all right.
other than Jelly
still
Roll
doing good?
Man, my favorite was Roman Reigns
I
coming
know
back.
they
for
beat that one guy
sure.
by like 1 point.
What's up?
What?
Sorry, I asked if LeBron's still doing good in the Olympics right now.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, I
the last
haven't
game.
even watched, I haven't even
yeah,
watched
we're
it since
still-
the first game we watched.
We're doing amazing.
The,
We're
the
doing
game,
amazing.
the last
We
game
haven't
I
lost
saw,
yet since that game.
the last game I saw, they won by 1 point.
Oof.
It was 100 to 101 or something like that.
That was a while ago. That was an exhibition game because we have had a
Why is
20-point
that the-
lead ever since.
I was like,
Why
last-
was that the last match? That was the most recent thing that I saw.
I could almost.
It must have been a replay or something.
You
Like,
might have been
it
looking
might-
at the exhibition because I can almost promise you. I can almost promise you.
I know we beat
Ooh, I need to scoot up. A little
Serbia.
bit.
Yeah, we beat Serbia.
Yeah,
by
we
like
beat
20
Serbia.
something.
So we beat Serbia. We've beaten South Sudan.
South Sudan was the one that had trouble with the first
South
time.
Sudan was the one that they had trouble with in the exhibition, and we absolutely washed them this last game. Like
Okay,
it was
okay,
like a 15 to 20 point lead. Like
It might have just been somebody recapping on
So
that.
like
old
yeah,
game.
I think that's what you're saying because honestly we haven't looked like the exhibition games since the exhibition games. Like honestly, which is what I honestly expected. I didn't expect them to go out there and give 110% for the exhibition games. So I expected those games to kind of be closer because why the fuck not? Why would we
Right.
push all of our guys to be super extra aggressive against these guys that we're gonna see soon anyway?
Yeah.
We could just get a read on them. If it's close, it's close. Doesn't matter. We're still gonna make it. We won those games. And so the moment that we got into the point where it was like, yeah, we're actually going to play for the medal now, I'm like, these guys aren't winning. Like, these guys, they don't have enough. They have maybe
no shot.
They have like maybe two actual NBA stars on other international teams, but then the rest of them are guys that got to college and then went back home and played back with their nation. And like, I'm sorry, but if you're not playing in the NBA and you try to come and play in the NBA, you're not like Luka Doncic or Giannis Antetokounmpo right now, you're not going to do that well, bub. I'm sorry. Like, if you're not in the NBA and you're playing internationally and you try to play a guy in the NBA, that is a whole different level. It's a complete different level. I mean, it's like if you play baseball anywhere that isn't Japan or America, like, good luck. Good luck. Like, we have freaks of
they
nature
play other
over here.
places?
Huh?
Do they play in other places?
Yes,
other,
they
than
do.
those, other those two?
Yep. We have a thing called the World Classic, where all the nations come together and play baseball against each other.
I
The
knew,
more
I,
you
knew,
know.
I knew about Japan and the
Yep.
U.S. obviously.
It's literally the World Cup of baseball. It literally came down to Japan versus America
Yeah,
last year,
I knew about
and it was
soccer.
by far one of the. And we'll get back on the other topic WB and finish that up, but just to like put this out there, that World Classic, if you're a baseball fan and you didn't watch the final for that World Classic, please go back and treat yourself, because America versus Japan is an awesome matchup first and foremost. But the fact that it came down to Shohei Ohtani, which is the #1 baseball player in the world right now, like there's nobody that you could really put above
Our side
him.
or their side?
Their side. Shohei Ohtani. Does that sound American?
I was gonna say, did you hear the
Hey,
name?
There's all kinds of Japanese people that play on our
I didn't
side
call
too.
him Paul. I didn't call him Richard Ohtani.
Kyle.
I'm
I didn't
sorry.
say Steven.
What's the whitest
Samuel
name?
Adam Otani.
It's the whitest names you can come up with right now.
But
What-
no,
Christopher.
Shohei Ohtani. I mean, Shohei Ohtani is the #1 player in the world in general. Like, not just for Japan, but like he plays for the Dodgers. He is like since he's gotten into the league, he's been top 3 in the hitting stats. He's been one of the #1 ranked pitchers in the league. Like, he's in the top 3 in almost every category he can be in.
Good God.
And he plays he plays multiple positions between outfield and he's a starting pitcher. Like, and the dude throws over 100 miles an hour and he can hit a ball 420 feet. Like, he's a freak of nature. He's literally the reincarnation of Babe
There's
Ruth.
a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, he's literally the reincarnation of Babe Ruth.
Jesus.
But the thing was he had to go up against our best representative, which in our case is Mike Trout, which Mike Trout's been in the league for a very long time. He plays for the Angels. He's a very, very good player. The only thing that kills this man is that he is just a glass cannon. He can't stay healthy for a full season. He'll give you great numbers, but he just can't stay healthy for a full season. And I love the guy to death, but he will forever be the downfall of the Angels. But nonetheless, it came down to literally, and at the time, Ohtani and Trout are playing on the Angels. Like, they both played for the same team, but at this point, this is the first time they've ever had to play against each other. They've never played on a separate team together. They've always had to play with each other up until this point.
That's why I asked if it was their side or our side, because he plays for us in the U.S.
Yeah.
But since
he was representing, he played for
representing
Japan.
them.
Yep, he was playing for Japan.
See, that's why I asked.
Sure. Yeah, right.
No, because I know that there's plenty of Japanese people that play on U.S. teams.
Yep, there are. We do have a lot. We do get more and more every year. We signed, I think, one or two major ones as pitchers this year, and they've been doing great. One plays for the Cubs, and I think the other one, one of them plays for the New York Mets, and he's been around for a while. But we did just sign one major one of the Cubs, and he's been doing awesome. So shout out to him. But it was an awesome moment because it's literally the final game. There is no other game after this. Whoever wins this wins the World Classic and takes home this fucking long sought after title. And it literally comes down to Shohei Ohtani, who is the best pitcher in the world at this time, best everything in the world at this time, going up against Mike Trout on the American side. He's batting, who is literally one of the best batters we've seen in our generation. He's one of the best outfielders we've seen in our generation. He is a amazing talent, and they're going head to head. This is the last out, and literally it could go either way. Like, if Shohei throws a bad pitch, Trout is sending that fucker to the moon. But Ohtani has some of the craziest pitches that you've seen, because he can go from throwing you a 102 mile an hour fastball to throwing you like a 80 mile an hour slider that starts from here and ends over here. And it's like, how do you hit that? But it was a great moment. In the end, Shohei Ohtani was the victor. He ended up getting Mike Trout with a disgusting slider that, once again, started literally up here and it finished all the way down here, and it had Mike Trout swinging through it, struck him out. Japan went insane. Shohei Ohtani was like lifted up in the middle of all the Japanese players and was like raised. It was a movie moment. It is literally one of the best moments in baseball's recent history. If you haven't seen it, please go watch that game as a replay. It is a fantastic watch. But back to WWE overall, what would we? Well, first, kind of let's talk a little bit more on the Cody Rhodes fight, because I feel like that deserves a little bit more, just because of all the shit that went into that fight. There were a lot of things that happened.
It wasn't WrestleMania level, but it was there was still enough going on.
The hype definitely was something that you would see like towards the end of, like, closer towards a WrestleMania like pay-per-view for sure. Like, this isn't something that you're used to seeing so early on in the year, I feel like. You know, like, this is something that you would usually see at like Elimination Chamber, somebody like showing up out of the blue and like breaking into the cage somehow, and now it's bloodline rules, and now you can't do anything because now you're trapped in there with them, and it's like, what the fuck are you gonna do? Has that happened before?
I was yawning.
5
a.m., man. 5 a.m.
Christ. Oh. But
I yawned that direction. I even checked to make sure the camera was on you first. You can't see him, but he's correcting his nutsack right now.
I don't have that problem. So
The audio didn't pick you up at all with any of that, so you're okay.
Good. So,
oh Lord, alrighty.
I did need to grab me another drink here soon, though, because I am almost down on this joint here. This thing is soaked. It's literally.
I could see it. I could see it on the side of it.
It went. It
That's
seeped
wet.
through the coaster. But
The condensation on those drinks, though, is
it's
wild.
so bad. The plastic is just ugh. It fucking gets horrible. It's still even pulled up down here. But the Cody Rhodes fight, the Cody Rhodes solo fight was awesome because it had not only some of like the best moments that you could ask for in a fight, but even the bloodline rules portion was really fucking cool because like me and Scott, like I said before this shit, Scott called that Roman was gonna show up. He was saying like Roman's gonna show up, like he's got to. If there's any time that he shows up, it has to be now. It makes sense. Nobody likes Solo. Everybody's tired of his antics. It's got to end tonight. And we're going through it. We're watching this fight happen. Solo and Cody are just beating the piss out of each other. And then, of course, Bloodline rules. Fucking Bloodline shows up, starts beating the piss out of Cody. And Scott's like, is this it? Is this the moment where it happens? Is this the moment that happens? I'm like, maybe, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like they're much of a threat that warranted Roman coming out.
I was really thrown off for the most part because Solo's got 3 guys with him.
Yeah,
and only 2 of them came out.
Exactly. And it was one of those moments where you're like
so there wasn't any injuries prior, so like there's not like they had any excuse to not have the third guy.
Exactly. And then fucking here comes fucking big dog Kevin Owens fucking run waddling his ass down the fucking
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, the way that
I
happens.
love you, KO. I love you, dude. You are such I have always been a big fucking fan of Kevin Owens. But this dude runs like the toddler in the Vine where it's like, what do you have? A knife. Like that's him. That's him. He runs like that kid. It is like if you watch football, it's like watching Kyler Murray, who is like a 5'9", my height, like 5'9", 5'8" quarterback, run around with the ball, who runs around a bunch of 6'2" guys, and he runs literally like a toddler who has something he shouldn't have. He's just like like he just runs like a big toddler. Like that's all it is. He's just a big, but he makes way more money than I'll ever see. So run like the big baby you are, you big buff baby.
Run like the big baby you are.
Hey man, make those millions, you big buff baby.
And then one of the goats, Randy Orton followed.
Randy Orton comes
Randy
through.
Orton.
Yes, absolutely, literally the legend walking. Like
Does not matter how long it's been since you've watched. You know who Randy Orton is.
You know who Randy Orton is, and you know that he is still just as good as he was when you last saw him. He is and will forever be Randy fucking Orton. Like, he is the guy. Like, he comes in and everybody just pops off, and he comes in, does his thing, hits an instant RKO. Fucking Kevin Owens comes in, hits a fucking very clean stunner. Fucking right after that, what's his name? Fatu or no?
Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu. Yeah, he came in.
I think.
Sorry.
If I'm wrong, they're gonna butcher me in the comments.
That's fine. It's fine. They can do that.
fine.
There'll be more things that we'll be butchered about in the future. I guarantee
everything.
it. Our takes are gonna get ridiculed in the comments. I can already
fine.
tell, but it's fine. That's what we're here for. But
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I will respond to as many comments as I can get to.
oh yeah, I will. Respond,
yeah.
I will respond to anything and everything. Just don't get too crazy out there. don't get
Oh my
too
God.
crazy. But Jacob comes through, or whatever his name is, he comes through and just puts the smack down on people. It's like jumping off of shit, flipping people left and right. Like he beating the hell out of people. And at this point, I mean, even a little bit before that, I looked at Scott and I was like, if there's any point for Roman to come back, it would have to be when Fatu comes out. Because the 2 guys came in, Kevin Owens had already come in, Randy Orton had already came in. I'm like, I don't think Seth Rollins is going to come out to help him because he just did the match with Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Like, he just did that. None of those guys are going to come out. They're all beat to hell from their fight. And so I was like, if there's any point where he's going to come out, he's got to come out to Fatu because Fatu's the most dominant one. Like, he's the most dominant, like, most aggressive dude.
His title is the Enforcer.
Yeah, like, he literally is the one to worry about other than, I guess, Solo. But
he is in the position in the bloodline now. He is what Solo was for Roman.
like, genuinely, if he would have came in and took over a Solo spot and Fatu had become the head of the table, that probably would have been more believable to me as a more, like, I guess, like, quieter speaking leader, like, to a point. Because I mean, like, I know Roman didn't really say a whole lot. Like, he mostly like let everybody kind of talk for him.
The whole point is that he didn't have to.
He didn't have to.
He's
exactly.
got that such dominating appearance.
Right, he's got like
though.
that.
He's
Like
such a
he's just a figure of
He had to
dominance.
become
just
that
a
because early
freak
him.
of nature is what he is.
Yeah, they couldn't get him to be that in the beginning. He was just like a big teddy bear with a crazy, huge jawline. That was all it was when it came out. Like, it's all he was. He was just a guy who wore a fake bulletproof vest and threw a decent Superman punch. And then they couldn't figure out, which, I mean, the Shield was awesome. That was like the only way to keep him relevant because he didn't have to talk much neither. He really didn't have to talk much neither. It was Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns that were doing all the talking at that point. He was just the background muscle. He was the biggest dude in that group, so he was the big muscle. But
I feel like you just said Roman Rollins. I might have misheard that.
No, I think you said Roman
I said
Reigns.
Dean Ambrose and
I don't know.
I might have said Roman
Whatever.
Rollins, Seth Rollins.
You know
Whatever.
what I mean.
You knew what I meant.
You know what I'm talking about.
Ridicule me. But it's great. It was a great event. They did a fantastic job. I am looking forward to seeing how this plays out for the future shows. Like I said, I'm gonna have to get your Hulu so that I can get down with the get down.
Because there was
on
too
that
many
one.
Monday Night Raw
absolute
is-
betrayals yesterday.
Yeah,
and it
like,
was
there was
just
Monday Night
so
Raw
much.
is where all
terrible.
the Monday Night Raw is where all the Judgment Day stuff happens. So tomorrow night is going to be insane. That's going to be all that. That's also where Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins are all at.
Oh, also
So tomorrow's
shout out
gonna be
LA
crazy.
Knight. Shout out LA Knight. We didn't shout him out because he did win his title. Like,
Put some respect on that name.
yeah, shout out LA Knight. Knight. Yeah. I love LA Knight. I love LA Knight. I absolutely love LA Knight. I almost wanted to go buy a Slim Jim after he won that belt. I legit almost went and bought a whole Slim Jim just because that man won that belt. Yeah. I love that man. I love that man so much. He is so like they
Get
like
out with you.
what? Oh man, he's so good. I love that. I love that. I want to have like a tagline so bad. That was like one thing that I thought was like super cool because like he has it. Stone Cold used to have it with the what?
Yeah.
I had one beer. I had two beers. What? And I love that. And then fucking
Oh god.
there was always they always did that with fucking The Rock and shit too. They always gave him the what because of Stone Cold. And every time he would stop talking, then they would give him shit. But then The Rock also had his intro because he was like and The Rock has come back to wherever the fuck they are. And then the whole crowd would get into it. To Las Vegas. And the whole crowd gets back. And I'm here with the millions and millions. So the whole crowd gets into it. Like, I've always wanted one of those. Like, if I ever get to a point in popularity where I could go out into a WWE setting, I want to have that moment.
Oh,
I want to be around somebody who has that moment. Like, even if it's LA Knight, I just got to come out there and give him give him one of those. I'll do it and just walk away. I'll come out so they can put like my Twitter tag on the fucking screen and be like, that's him. And I'll be like, yeah. And then leave. Just fucking go. I'll give him like a high five and then let him walk off. But no, yeah, we had to shout out LA Knight before anything else because he did definitely do his thing. And it needed to happen because
Logan can't be there.
can't do anything in the WWE that isn't a pay-per-view. Like he doesn't have the time to do so. Like so I said he's a great businessman, but like he can't really do much as far as the WWE other than be a great athlete. Like he can't help build storylines because he just can't be there.
Right.
And so it makes sense to give LA Knight the title because not only is LA Knight gonna be there, but he's awesome. Like he has a great fan
I wasn't
base.
surprised
Like,
about him getting it back.
yeah,
honestly.
like he has a great fan base and he's a great fucking promoter. He kills shit. Like, of course, it makes sense. Like
there was
it makes
definitely
sense.
some wild title exchanges.
There
last night,
were.
for sure.
There were. Shout
There
out
were
to
two.
them.
One I didn't expect to lose it, and one I didn't expect to keep it. I thought Liv was gonna keep it, and I thought
I
Damian
sure
Priest.
thought
I thought Liv was gonna lose it to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rhea, and I thought Damian was gonna keep it against Gunther, but
Yeah.
Well, and then the
it
fact
was
that they both,
SummerSlam was the betrayal of the entirety.
because the fact that they
of
both
Judgment Day.
didn't
Judgment Day.
leave with one was wild.
Yeah.
Neither one of them, and I'm telling you, man, I'm
There's
telling
no
you.
longer a title in the Judgment Day unless you think that JD, whatever the fuck his
Oh,
name
if you
is.
think Liv
Terror
has the title now.
Twins.
Liv has the title. So
They're never gonna count her as Judgment Day. They're gonna.
No.
I bet they're gonna create their own group. It's gonna be something else
I'm just hoping
because Damian and
they
Rhea are the
do-
ones that started the Judgment Day.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not gonna try to take over that group. They're just gonna make a new one.
I hope. That'll be disrespectful.
It's gonna be dope seeing how it plays out in the future for
It
sure.
is.
It's gonna be
tomorrow's
awesome.
gonna be
Because
crazy.
there's no way that Rhea's gonna let that slide, or Damien.
Oh, no,
The
you-
way he came out after Rhea lost that
Oh,
fight
yeah.
and Dom betrayed her like that.
Oh, yeah.
And then Finn, wild. It's
No,
gonna
you
be
think-
it's gonna be a dead ass brutality tour with the two of them
Yeah.
for sure.
You think that Liv Morgan's revenge tour was bad?
Oh,
Watch the fuck out.
did you see one of the clips where they were talking about it and they were like, I know everybody says they want to be Dom right now, but I don't want to be him with the amount of people that are going to be coming after him.
Not at all.
Nobody wants to be Dom right now.
No,
Not at all,
because
not at
everyone
all.
knows that he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. He's not a great dude right now.
I'm sure he's a great person outside of the WWE.
More than
Behind
likely.
the character, I'm sure he's a great
Fuck
guy.
that.
Yeah, the character they got him on is a mess. But nonetheless, that what would you, if you were going to give this pay-per-view a number ranking, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, where would you put this pay-per-view at? I give it a solid 8.
I was going to say like a 7.5.
I'd give it like a
out of
solid
10.
7.5, maybe 8.
See, my brain immediately went to a 9.2.
Wow.
I'll give it a 9.2.
I think you're weighing on
I'd
Roman
go
a lot.
more 8 just because it
Oh,
was
no,
pretty eventful. It was good, but
Every match had a key point that I enjoyed highly.
Yeah.
Every match. Even though I wasn't really here for it and we didn't even talk about it because it wasn't that big a deal to us.
Not every match.
Is the
Not every
Bayley
match.
and Nia.
I was going to say, not every match.
every
That's the
match.
no,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Nobody
we
cared
all,
about that
we all
one,
went outside and hit a
honestly. I think
pinata in the middle of the match.
Yeah. Yeah, we literally went out to go hit her pinata during the
Yeah.
Bailey match. As much as I love Bailey, because God, I am a sucker for Bailey. I don't know
Well,
what it
because I
is.
sure told everybody, I
but-
was like, hey, during the next break, don't worry about it now. We're all
And
gonna
everybody
go.
jumped
And
over
then
like, nobody
everyone
cares
stood
about
up,
that.
and I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I guess we're doing it now.
Yeah, we all literally at the same time were like, we're not invested in this, and just got up and walked
Yeah,
out.
I
to
saw
the pinata.
everyone stand up and I
Okay.
shut the door and I was like, all right, everyone's coming.
So the card was how many fights?
You have the
Or
picture
eight.
of it.
8 fights.
I was going to say, I don't know.
No, 7. 7 fights.
7?
It was 7 fights in total. If since we're taking one of those is not that great, I'll give it an 8.5. 8.5.
I say it's
So-
steady 8's good.
Because
That's
every
what
other
I'm sitting
match
at.
was enjoyable to me. The Sami Zayn and Braun Breaker fight, I loved it because I wanted Braun to win.
Yeah,
I love Sammy, but I think Braun is going to be a really aggressive.
he is. He's going to be a
IC
very
title
dominant
holder.
There's
title
going to be
holder.
some really good shit coming after this for sure.
Oh yeah,
And
like,
to see him have that title so shortly after he just got drafted from NXT, I think it was back
Yeah.
in like January, December.
Yeah.
Right before WrestleMania and Royal Rumble and all that shit. No, it might have been like February. It might have been right after the Royal Rumble.
Ooh, don't do
dude,
that.
no, I know. It's going around. The yawns have been contagious today. Like, man.
Yeah, but
We
blame
had
you.
it's been a long weekend,
Don't
but
do
we
that to me.
don't get it wrong, guys. We are excited for this. We just have been trying to catch up
This
on
is
so
not
much
my
sleep.
fault. They make me yawn. I'm fine.
I didn't do it.
So for overall consensus or whatever, for overall, the Beauty and the Beards podcast would rank the SummerSlam, not Survivor Series, SummerSlam pay-per-view average about an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
If he's doing an 8.5 and we're both doing 8s, we're going to round it out to about an 8 out of 10. Solid, super, super solid pay-per-view. Like really
Oh, yeah,
beginning
it
to end,
was.
super solid pay-per-view. Like honestly, if we're going to count it, the Nia Jackson Bailey fight was pretty much halftime.
Yeah.
If we're gonna call it anything,
the most part.
it's pretty
And
much
then
it was pretty much halftime
Even
for
the
us.
beginning,
Like,
they had solid, like Jelly Roll performing. In the beginning
Yeah,
was really
yeah.
solid. And then the cameos that they had with people were pretty
very
solid too.
good, very good,
So, I mean, overall, it was, definitely a solid 8
very
out of
very
10
good
for
performance.
sure.
They did a great job. Presentation was fantastic.
Beginning was great, even though we were surprised that they were going to do the Rhea
Yep.
fight first, and then
Yep.
the end with Roman coming out, and yeah, it was wild.
I feel like they
really
just
good.
wanted to space out the betrayal.
Yeah.
Well, the betrayal was bullshit, so it's fine.
I'm still.
Oh,
mad.
I will also say I am. God damn, Drew McIntyre and this damn bracelet, dude. It's fucking.
I feel like they should have picked
Oh,
that.
yeah.
bracelet storyline is so goofy. I gotta say, as a person who hasn't been watching the storyline unfold, like I've watched a little bit of it throughout the pay-per-views with CM Punk fucking what's his name over at like Money in the Bank or cashing in
Every
and all that shit.
single thing since Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Royal Rumble. Yeah,
Every
it's
single
like,
thing that CM Punk or that Drew McIntyre's been in, CM Punk has ruined it. But that's
Yeah.
because in the storyline, or maybe even reality, I'm not sure. But CM Punk was injured by Drew at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, yep.
So ever since then, he was like, "You will never see a title."
Yeah,
That's the reason why he did what he did at Royal. He might not have done the thing at WrestleMania if it wasn't for.
I drank a whole coffee and everything. Fuck.
And then there were a few injuries last night too.
Yeah,
Rhea's
Rhea's shoulder. Oh my
The
lord.
times that she had to try and jam that thing back in, and then Liv kicking it.
I'm fairly certain that the way that Roman Reigns came out last night was not the way it was originally supposed to happen. I think he was supposed to come out to more or less rescue Cody from Jacob Fatu, but Jacob fucked up his leg.
Oh yeah.
When he did the
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I forgot he did.
And he's
Yeah,
all
the
pissed
frog
off,
splashed
throwing
off
all
the-
the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I wonder, Rich, would you be able to give us a look up Jacob
Yeah.
Fatu and see if he's if he's actually injured?
Because it looked like he was in absolute pain.
Yeah,
Just like Rhea, man, with her shoulder, you could tell it was dislocated.
Oh yeah, you could see
was
it. You could see it clear
absolutely
as day.
dislocated.
But like when
that's
Jacob
why she
jumped
yelled. She
off,
was like, "It's out! It's out!"
yeah,
And
when,
you could see it from the back. It was for
yeah,
sure
like
out.
there are certain camera angles where I was like, "Ooh, I can't look at her shoulder." Like that's
When
really.
she finally popped it back in, I was like, oh God.
She didn't
Oh,
even
God.
get it all the way back in because she was still struggling to pick Liv up, and then even
See,
with the
I thought for
chair,
sure-
she couldn't even get the chair fully over her head.
I thought for
she had it over
sure,
to the
yeah.
side more.
Yeah.
She was still like kind
As
of
soon
laboring
as she
it.
like got it back, well, like partially back in, I thought, all right, this is it. She's gonna take this
Yeah.
from Liv. It's gonna be game over. She deserves to lose, and
Yeah.
then no.
Yeah,
Betrayal.
man.
But it's better that she didn't get QA though, because if she would have hit her with that chair.
Yeah, she would have been done for. But yeah, I don't know if
It might be too soon after to find anything.
Yeah.
He might have found something.
He's currently in a boot right now.
Oh, so
Oh,
he did
gosh.
actually hurt himself. Okay, well, hopefully
Yeah,
he
whenever
recovers.
the table broke apart, he smacked his shin
Well, because if
on
you saw
that
the
table so hard.
replay of it, whenever he came back down the second time, and
Yeah.
you could see him just
Yeah, he was
rail that
writhing
table.
he was writhing in pain. Like he was.
He
in-
said, "Get away from me!"
Yeah, he
I
was
like, "Oh,
throwing
God,
the
he's
chairs and
angry."
everything.
Yeah,
Like
he was yelling at Solo to finish it, to
Yeah.
finish him or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that Roman Reigns was supposed to come out to save Cody actually, but
Yeah.
he came
To
out.
take
He
him
came
out,
out while
yeah.
Solo will still laying on the ground.
oh yeah. But I mean, if that's the case, then they fucking played that out well as a motherfucker
Yeah,
because
I think they workshopped the whole
Yeah.
ending of that.
because
Yeah,
him coming in and fucking it was such a cool moment because it was one of those moments where it's like, okay, who's he gonna hit? Who's he gonna
Yeah,
hit?
he did the.
Yeah, he did.
And it looked like he was about to go
ran
for
up to
Cody.
and just fucking.
He's just twisted.
Oh my
midsection.
god!
And the way he
Nailed
just
his ass.
stared him down, I was like, "Oh
Oh,
God, this is
man.
gonna be so
we all,
bad."
We all as a group did the fucking ooh, ah. Like we
Yep.
all hit it. It was just a great moment. Solid 8 out of 10. 8.5 in Scott's case. Very, 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 very good pay-per-view. It was well worth the watch. Happy birthday, Keanna. It was a fantastic night. But I think I do have a segment that I do want to move on to for us that kind of hit my social this weekend. Or over the course of this week. I had made a post or shared one nonetheless of rankings of Cartoon Network cartoons. And I'm a huge Cartoon Network fan. Keanna's
Oh, yeah.
a huge Cartoon
Yeah.
Network fan. Scott, not
Sheltered.
so much.
Sheltered.
Scott lived the reverse sheltering.
Reverse
Scott had
sheltering.
the
I like
reverse
that better.
sheltering. Scott had the reverse sheltering
was
because
reverse. It
because
was.
he wasn't kept inside and had nothing to do besides read books. No, the dude just spent every moment that he could outside. So he just can't say that he's seen as
Uncultured.
much as we have. He kind of struggled a little bit. To
He
get-
actually was just an outside cat for his family.
yeah.
I just came in when I needed food.
All right, when he needed food,
When he was hungry, it's
nourishment. Right, a little nourishment, a little warmth here and there, and then back out onto the dusty old trail.
Yeah, the moment I opened that door, though, it's just like, shut the damn door. We're not cool on the outside.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Pick inside or outside. Which one?
Right,
You're
which
not
one?
gonna
It's
be
not
doing
both.
both of them.
It's not both. You can't be both.
Nope.
But
I want to be, though.
and I'm not gonna be mad at him for being outside. Like I was outside too, but I lived in a neighborhood where if the kids weren't outside, I'm not outside, and I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
see exactly when everybody'd be outside because I lived in like a townhouse, and my backyard or my back window, my bedroom window faced out to the playground that was in the back area behind all the townhouses. So like
Everyone would come and knock on the door.
yeah, like you would either see bikes out there or
Yeah.
you would hear the swings go because they had like metal poles on the chains like up top on the swings. So you'd hear the poles rattle and you're like, oh, somebody's out at the park. Let's go see who's out of the park and go hang out. So I understand there was a lot of opportunities to be outside. He had a lot more than I did, but I did definitely enjoy a lot of TV as a kid, specifically Cartoon Network. I wasn't huge.
Yeah.
I was a big Nickelodeon fan, but I wasn't as big as Cartoon Network by far. Like 90s Nick had its run, but the 2000s definitely belonged to Cartoon Network for me. But seeing the top 5 list, and it generated a lot of traction. Like a lot of people were getting on that post and saying some shit. Like so to kind of preface this, the rankings were for the post that Powerpuff Girls was the #1 show. At number 2 was Adventure Time. Number 3 was Samurai Jack. Number 4 was Dexter's Laboratory. And number 5 was Courage the Cowardly Dog. Now, I'm honestly not mad at that top 5. If you're going to ask today's age, like genuinely, if you're going to do the rankings off of numbers, popularity, runtime, how long they ran, how long they've been
That's
going,
different.
like if you're gonna rank it that way, that lineup makes a lot of sense. The only one that might stand out awkwardly is Adventure Time, but even then I went back and I looked at a lot of people, like I went and looked at a lot of like top 10, top 5, like Cartoon Network, like what people were ranking these shows. And a lot of the lists had Adventure Time in the top 5. Like almost every list had Adventure Time in the top 5. And if it wasn't there, it was still in the top 10. So I can't discredit the fact that it is a top 5 show because almost everybody in the world can agree that it's up there. Like it has its moments where it has its ups and downs, it's heartbreaking moments, it's like fucking real touchy moments, like serious. It's a great overall show. But there were comments that I was getting that were like, where the fuck's Regular Show? And I'm like, y'all really think Regular Show is a top 10 Cartoon Network show of all time? Like, genuinely, that's what y'all think? And like, they were like, cause they go, and I said, I was like, it's a great show. Like, not to put it against Regular Show, like it's a great show. It's definitely done its time. It's definitely done its numbers, but I don't think it breaks top 10. Like, honestly, I don't think it even breaks top 10. If we're gonna literally go back to all the shows that they've had through their time frame up till now, that show doesn't break top 10. Like it's up there. Like if we're gonna throw ratings and numbers and all that popularity, if we're gonna really do that, it's up there because it had its time. Like it only was a part of like a 3-show like collaboration. Like it was only like it was that Adventure Time and Steven Universe on Cartoon Network at that time that were running Cartoon Network. So of course it did its time. And maybe Amazing World of Gumball, but
I really fucking love that.
I
show,
do
by the
love
way.
Gumball. Amazing World of Gumball is great. Honestly, it's very good.
My list is gonna scare the shit out of you.
Mine
guys.
doesn't have any of these. That we're
No,
talking
no,
about.
mine doesn't either.
But that's
Mine
just
doesn't
me.
either.
That's my preference.
I think the most actually, you know what? No. Mine does. Mine does have one of them.
mine does
but
not.
they were getting so feisty with me in those comments
I know,
for
I
that.
saw,
They
I
were getting
saw.
so feisty with me. They were like, "Your
Well, 'cause
opinion
then
is
we were
loud
talking
and
about
wrong."
replacing
Loud
Adventure
and
Time with
wrong.
Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Yeah, that's why I
you
said,
know?
Ed, and Eddie's got to be up there. And if I'm taking one out, it's got to be Adventure Time. Ed and
yeah.
Eddie's got to be up there. Like Ed and Eddie literally like it was like the breakout show for Cartoon Network. Like all the other shows had already kind of been established and been around for a while. And then when Ed and Eddie dropped, it was like the beginning of all these original shows finally starting to make their way through Cartoon Network. Because I mean, for the longest time, we were rerunning so much shit. You seen Scooby-Doo every day. You would have a slot for Looney Tunes every day. Like you would have this Cow and Chicken. You'd see Dexter's Laboratory. Like it was the same stuff. And granted, I love those shows, but after
gotta-
a while,
you gotta
you're
watch
like,
it.
bro, I gotta see something else. Like, is SpongeBob on? Is Fairly Odd
gotta
Parents
watch
on?
That's
Like,
why
bro.
I ended up in Nickelodeon more because I don't know.
We'll
It
get
seemed
there.
like it was
We'll
the
get
same.
there.
We'll
shit all
definitely
the
get to
time.
Nickelodeon too. We'll definitely do that. But with all that being said, I wanted us to kind of come together and give our personal top 10 rankings of what we think the better shows on Cartoon Network's list are. Take into consideration, these are our personal lists. These are our personal lists. These are not lists that we are putting up and saying that this is the most definitive list that you are going to ever find.
Come for us. We don't
Right.
care.
I mean, like if you want to, I'll shit
Let's
on
go.
you, kid.
Let's go.
I will.
These
I
are
will-
our
Yes.
yeah.
top
I
10.
will
And
make you
all
look goofy.
separate too.
I will make you
I
look goofy.
guarantee you my number one's different than it.
Oh
All-
yeah.
I can guarantee you my number one is not like anyone else's either.
Yep. I'll tell you now. I even have honorable mentions, bitch.
Mine won't even be
I
a surprise.
didn't go that far. I didn't go that far.
You'll hear mine. You'll be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't have a numbered list. I just have 10 shows I really like with a definitive number 1. That's about it.
There we go. And that's really-
I struggled getting mine in that top 10. Like the list together, I was like, man, I gotta switch a couple of these around.
I kept looking at them and I was just like, oh no, that one's definitely number 1.
That's what
But
I
where do
was
I put the
doing,
rest of these?
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of how I was this morning too, because I got to a point where I started out, I had like the first 6 down, and I was like, that makes sense. And then as I got closer to the last the last 3, I was like, well, wait. If this is here and this is here, that can't be there because this has to take its spot.
That was me too.
Piss. How am I gonna do this? God damn it. All right. But we ended up doing it. We ended up nailing them down. You know what? Just because Scott doesn't really watch as much, I do kind of want to hear what he has to say. Because me and Scott have kind of been going at this for about a week now.
They
Because
really
he hasn't,
have been.
because he doesn't believe that he knows enough. And here's my thing. It's like
it's not that I don't think I know enough.
Look,
It's
you
just I
came
didn't
up with
watch
the top 10. You did.
because there's 10 shows that I know that I've watched
You
enough
did
of
it.
You
to,
can
I
just
guess.
say that cow and chicken's your favorite because a cow and
It's
a
not
chicken
even on the
was in
list.
it. That's all you have to do.
love
It's
cow
not
and
even
chicken,
on my
first of
10.
all.
cow and chicken does rock.
I love
say
cow and chicken, first of all.
It's not even
All right,
on my top
homie.
10.
All right.
Let's get it.
Let's see what Scott's is.
I'll start from 10 and work my way.
Yeah,
to
that's
1.
that's how I got mine. listed out, too.
Okay, we're doing from bottom to
From
top.
bottom to top.
Okay.
That would make
okay.
sense.
Number
Yeah.
10, I have Dexter's Lab.
Okay. All right.
All right.
That's not a bad choice. Very good show. Very
Yeah.
solid.
When I first started the list, it was number 3, and then I started remembering other shows, and
Yeah.
I was
This- that went
it
way
just
down.
kept working its
kept
way
going
down.
down.
I was like,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I like this one more, and then I like this one more.
Yeah.
Second one is Johnny Test.
Okay.
Sorry,
and
I'm sorry, number 9.
That's very understandable because like Johnny Test had its run.
It
had
had
its
consistently
run.
on reruns
It had
around
its
lunchtime
run.
every
Like
day.
it really did. It started out, I think, on like the Saturday morning cartoons lineup. Like
Four
it started
Kids.
out there with 4 Kids,
Yeah.
and then it left and became a part of Cartoon Network, and then that's when it really took off.
R.I.P. Cartoon Network. too.
Man, it's not dead. It's just one of the studios closed down. People keep sharing a post saying that it's
I
dying.
am
It's not dead.
sick of the remakes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Teen Titans
yes.
Go and the new Ben 10 all suck.
I don't like those.
Yeah, I don't watch the new Ben 10. Teen Titans Go has funny moments, but it's not a show that I'm going to sit down and watch a full episode of.
right.
Like, I love the memes that come from that
Yeah.
show. Don't get me wrong, but you'll never walk into my room and see me watching an episode of that. Like, it'll be a YouTube clip where it's a meme compilation.
Anything beyond the end of the Amazing World of Gumball, I just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty much where my Cartoon Network.
Mine's
time
pretty
spent.
much all old. Like I don't think any of my stuff is anything new. Like it's
Almost all mine
like
is
towards the
2000s.
beginning.
Yeah, but
Mine
I'm saying,
early
I only have
Loves the 2000s.
Yeah.
Like,
I only have one that's not in the 2000s,
yeah.
more recent, but yeah,
All right,
everything
all
else
right,
is 2004. All right, sorry about that. We had to take a little bit of a breather. It's a little toasty in here. We had to get some refreshments and restock and everything for a second. But go ahead, Scott. I know that we were in the middle of your list there. So
We were on number
what were
8.
we? Number 8. What was your
Number 8.
Foster's?
Foster's Home
Yeah.
for Imaginary Friends.
All right. So what we got next?
Number 7 was Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
That's a good one. It's a super solid one. I cannot be mad at you there.
Can never be mad about Skeleton Boys.
No. Love it.
Number 6 is Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yep.
Another classic.
Fucking
Oh,
solid.
a lot of nightmares have come from that show,
such a
but
good show,
but-
though.
I don't mess with anything horror, and for some reason that did not mess with me as a kid.
because it was like the most perfect form
were
of nightmare
so
fuel that you could
creepy.
get. Like it was because it was an entertaining form of nightmare fuel. Like it was like
Yeah.
it was like
the
your-
entertaining part that made it.
It was the
entertaining.
funny from
Yeah.
from Courage being so scared or whatever. It was hilarious.
Because like the shit that he would see would like it would generally strike
Oh, yeah.
fear in your heart too. Like if you saw that, you'd understand. Like the fact that Muriel and Eustace was just used to that shit. They were just like, oh yeah, it's just a guy out there telling you to return the slab, and they just don't care. Or the fact that the episode that Muriel got turned into a baby and she just kept going, more macaroni, more cheese. More macaroni, and Courage is just trying his best, man. He's trying, he's struggling, man. But that's such a good show. Such a good show. What we got next?
Number 5, Ed, Ed, and Eddie.
Hey,
right?
Staple.
it is
Has
a
to be on every
literal.
It's got to be at least in the top
Yeah,
5.
it's got to be in. If you're making a list, it's got to be there.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
The Search for the Jawbreaker.
Oh,
Do whatever you can for a quarter.
Oh, everything for the quarter, baby. It's all about the money. If there was ever a show to teach you how to hustle It's that show. Like the hustle never stops.
For sure.
The hustle never stops. There is never
buy all the PS5s. Make sure no one fucking gets one at normal retail price.
Exactly. Like Eddie was the like epitome of an entrepreneur. This man would do anything
What was
and
homie's
everything.
name? Raul?
Ralph.
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 Raul.
Ralph.
Ralph.
Or Rolf, because some people pronounce it Rolf too. So Rolf. But yes, that guy, the son of a shepherd.
Yeah. He was on it all the
that
time.
guy. He was that guy. Great show. Great cast. Fantastic.
All right. Number 4, we're running with Teen Titans.
Yep. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong at all.
I like my superheroes. It had to be in the list.
Yeah,
it has to be. I'm always
That's
down
crazy.
for
Then
some
Ben
superhero
10's
shit.
higher than, yeah? That's like the Cartoon Network superhero show.
More than Generator X?
Ooh, oh no, I guess that's Mecha, but Megas XLR or
Yeah.
Symbiotic
Oh,
Titan.
yeah. Yes. Oh, yes.
Number 3, Tom and Jerry.
Yep.
Classic. It can never be
Yep.
off the list. It can never be off the list.
Nope.
No matter what happens. Doesn't matter how many times the show is repeated. I'm watching it.
Yeah. It's too good. It's stood the test of time, because even if you were to play it nowadays for kids, they would still be entertained by it. They would definitely still be entertained by it.
Not a word spoken, but it captured
And
your
yeah,
attention.
no, it doesn't have to be. The only words that ever got spoken were by the adults in certain episodes, and that was literally every few episodes. You would get maybe an adult that would say 2 lines, and then the rest is just beat the shit out of each other until the episode's over when one of you loses. And there you go.
Jerry, the GOAT.
Absolutely.
Jerry never loses. Number 2, Codename Kids Next Door.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Another superhero feel.
I mean, yeah, it's got the superhero feel to it. Kids rule the world, man. That's what it
their
is.
treehouse was like the Avengers Tower.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. And everything in that show seems so practical, too. Like, you could have made any of the shit that they actually made in that show. Like, it's like, this seems like it would really work. And it really, like, there was one where they had, it was like a little wooden gun that was made out of 2x4s. But the middle of it had like a bent saw blade, and it was screwed on one bottom, screwed on the top. So it was a plank on top and then a plank on the bottom. And it had like a string that held them together in the back. And when you pulled the trigger, it popped the string and it'd flip forward and smack you.
Yeah.
And I was like, that would fucking suck. Like that does not look like genuinely, you could go to jail for that. That looks like it would do some real damage.
mean,
If
to
not,
be fair,
you're getting a welt.
If it can't hit me with that, that's gonna stop me for sure.
No, yeah, no, I'm done. Like, I'm done. What the fuck is wrong with you, MacGyver Jr., you little shit?
All right, and number 1, the reason why I'm going first, because it's going to be completely different than everybody else's.
Hell yeah.
Ben 10.
No.
Ben 10. Rich called it. Rich called it. He did. Ben 10 is my absolute favorite Cartoon Network show.
I can't believe that just happened.
He did call it.
Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
And I knew it was going to be different than everybody else.
That
The
was
moment that I saw it and
hilarious.
everybody started talking, I was just like,
Ben 10 is no longer my number 1, just so we can differ.
Oh, God.
you're going to have to switch it.
That
I-
was
that
great.
was my definitive number 1.
Just
but
yeah.
switch
okay, I
it with
got
whatever
Ben
your
10 is
number
my
2 is
number
now.
one.
It's
Yeah.
fine. That's hilarious.
Man, really, honestly, though, for as
The
much
original
of a-
Ben 10, not the alien warfare
That's the
afterwards.
best
Okay,
one.
but here's the thing. Okay, so
When they were,
original
like,
Ben 10 was
teenagers or
great.
whatever?
Yeah, it's good.
It built a good chunk of the world and like get familiar with characters. But then you had Ben 10 Alien Force.
Alien
which
Force.
might as fucking have well been like American anime. Like it
Yeah.
was so fucking good. It had everything. It had comedy from the original series, while also some super serious fucking tones and a lot of fucking growth for Ben.
Yeah,
So
very
that's the
much
thing.
though. Like,
Ben-
he had good character
Ben
growth.
had like temporary growth.
Yeah.
Like in Ben 10.
Yeah.
In Ben 10 Alien Force, you see him actually fucking grow up and
He
deal with a lot of
flourishes
struggles.
into a
It's
completely
so
different character.
fucking good, dude.
It's amazing. It is
Yeah, the
amazing.
new Ben 10 can eat a dick.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, the new animated Ben 10. I don't fuck with that shit. I don't fuck with
Yeah,
that
no,
shit.
poop in diapers, Ben. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Pooping
But-
diapers, Ben.
But that's honestly a really good list, though, bud. Honestly, I'm not mad at your list at all. Because, like, for y'all to understand,
I'm excited to see how different your guys' is, though.
well, for y'all to
It's gonna be, yeah.
for y'all to get
It's
kind of
gonna
like
be
an
different.
understanding, though, like Scott, like I said, he was an outside kid. He rode bikes. He played outside. He didn't watch a whole lot of TV. And for like that matter, he didn't really start watching like anime and stuff until like high school, you said?
After high school.
After
actually.
high school.
Yeah.
So it's like,
wow.
yeah. And it was like Naruto. Was like one of his
2013.
first big go-tos as well.
No, sorry.
It was around the time that-
Naruto was my first anime that I actually sat down and watched.
Because it was around the.
It's a toss-up between Naruto and Full Metal.
I read a lot
It
of
was
manga
because it was a
before
little
I
bit
got
before
into
we moved
watching
in
it.
together, right? Or was that after?
I lived with Justin. That doesn't really narrow it down for you guys because I didn't.
Nope.
I wasn't hanging out with you too much, and you guys definitely weren't together. It was around 15 or 16. 2015. 2015.
It had to have been. It had to have been a little bit, just a little bit.
No, it
before.
was 16
Him on the
because it was
dome.
the same
He's
year
like,
that I
I
started
got it.
working at Fuyao.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember our conversation with Steak and Chick about it and like
Yeah.
what the canon episodes were, so you could skip filler.
Yeah, that was me trying to figure out when to watch it. But I did start. It was 2016. I started from the very beginning. Original Naruto episode 1. I watched that series all the way through.
Yep.
I watched Shippuden all the way through, and I've rewatched Shippuden, skipping the filler twice since then.
Which, by the way,
I still haven't finished
Naruto
Shippuden
can
with all the
also, or has a chance
dubbed.
to be on this list.
It's all dubbed.
Naruto had a chance to be on this
I
list
don't
because it
think
was
it's
on Cartoon
Hulu
Network.
or wherever it's
Yes,
at.
I didn't count Toonami.
You had
Oh,
it
it's not-
dubbed,
it's
though,
not-
I
didn't
did
you?
not count
It's not all
Toonami.
dubbed
No,
anywhere.
I did not. But I
don't
know
know.
that Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and Naruto have had spots on Cartoon Network's listings. Those are the only anime outside of Toonami that have made it through there.
Shared network cartoons I did not include.
Yeah.
No, but what Al was trying to say is that I didn't watch a lot of cartoons as a kid, and whenever we do get to the point of actually sitting down and talking about anime, I didn't start watching anime until late, and I know way more about
Yeah.
anime than I do about cartoons now.
Yeah.
but that's
Well,
just
that's 'cause we're all anime
you can
nerds and
gather
we all
my
love it.
attention. You
Yeah.
can gather my attention pretty damn quickly with an anime.
And that's like a lot of what I love about this podcast too, is because like
Diversity.
the diversity. Yeah. Like, and on top of that, we all kind of learn something from each other.
Well, and
like,
we have like the same interests, but
Yeah.
like the way we're interested in all of them, like
Yeah.
you said, diversity is so different. Like we
Yeah.
all have our different like top picks of everything, but we all like the same stuff.
like I guarantee you throughout all of our top 10s, we're going to have at least 2 or 3 that match. But they just are going to be a different rankings of
Yeah.
how we see them. Like
Yeah.
they're definitely going to be there, but it's just going to be like, where do we perceive? Like, where do we see this show
Yeah.
sitting in our rankings? So that's what I love about this, because it's like,
It's just a little hard for me whenever we're breaking down a top 10 and stuff like that because I can choose. I thought I wouldn't be able to do a 10, but I managed it.
we almost
But-
had him just do a 5, and me
but-
and Keanna were going to do
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
He came back and was like, "Yo, I got
he
it."
got it, yeah.
But I remember the shows enough to rank them and how much I did enjoy them, but I don't remember
To
watching them
have an
enough
opinion on it,
to
yeah.
really
yeah,
conversate on what I remember from
And
them.
that's all right.
Like I didn't remember that weapon from Codename Kid Next Door until you talked about it.
Yeah.
The moment you put that picture in my head of it flipping over and slapping,
You
it, I
immediately
knew
knew
it.
exactly
I knew
what
what we
it
were
was.
talking
Yeah.
about, but in the whole beginning of your explanation of what it was, not a clue.
Number 4 used to use it a lot. Number 4 used to have that thing. He always used to keep that blick on
That
him
was
all
the
the time.
short
That blick
white
on
fat
him.
kid,
He
right?
always had that blick on him. Oh God. But with that being said, Keanna, I'm gonna have you go next. I kind of was saving mine for last. I got
All right.
honorable mentions and shit, so I did a little extra work.
I got 2 on. I was gonna have Johnny Bravo on there,
Man,
but I took
Johnny
it off.
Bravo is a good
I
one.
took it
I never
off.
watched it.
Kids will never get Johnny Bravo.
I took it
Kids
off.
nowadays will never get Johnny Bravo.
So my number 10 is Samurai Jack.
Very good. Very good.
I did put Ben 10 in as my number 9.
Let's go. Let's
I
fucking
took
go.
Johnny Bravo out and I was like, all right, Ben 10's better. I'll
It
put
is
that in my
better.
list.
It is better. It is. I love Johnny, but yeah.
After that, we got Powerpuff Girls.
Yep. I
The
cannot be mad about that.
Powerpuff Girls.
At all. They had awesome characters and they had an awesome movie.
7, Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Yep. Yep.
6 was Teen Titans.
Man.
Yeah. And then after, let's see, I got
Those top
Cow
5.
and Chicken.
Cow and chicken at 5 is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. I like cow and chicken, but cow
it
and
was
chicken
so
at
inappropriate, though. I loved it so
5?
much.
Oh man,
I can't
it
even.
genuinely could have been an early
It
Nickelodeon
was.
show.
That
It could have been like Ren and Stimpy
It was.
type
I was
shit.
gonna say like Ren and Stimpy.
Like it could have been
Inappropriate.
It
in
is
that
just-
time slot for
It
sure.
is a show that could not stand in today.
No.
4,
No.
I got Ed, Ed and Eddie.
Okay.
Solid.
Just one off.
Absolutely.
Just one off for me. Not too
3,
bad.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay.
Oh, you ranked that way higher than I did.
Yeah. 2, Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Absolutely.
And my number 1 is The Grim Adventures of Billy and
Yeah,
Mandy.
and I'm not mad at that.
It fits
That's
your
why I said,
entire
as soon
personality.
as you heard what it was going to be, you're going to be like, it makes sense.
It's
Yeah.
absolutely,
It
dude.
fits everything about you.
And I definitely had on the end of it was Johnny Bravo and Codename Kids Next Door for sure.
Yep. I'm about to say, it's like I said, these lists are going to be very similar because
Yeah.
almost everything that they have said so far, I do have a lot of that in my list as well. And it might just be the product of the time that we grew up in, but I mean, we got to be honest. A lot of the shows that come out now, like they are good, but like they don't
Nothing-
hold a candle to a lot of the shit that's
Nothing
really
hits the stuff we used to watch.
like I mean, it's to the point now where streaming services have to pick up a lot of these shows because
don't
Cartoon
want-
Network doesn't pull the numbers anymore to warrant having them.
Our stuff back then though was so inappropriate
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
But that's what I live for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I put cow and chicken on there. Don't play with me.
Inappropriate is where it's good,
Yeah.
funny, action packed, stuff like that.
The
I don't.
2000s and 90s were perfect for sure.
yeah.
I don't want to hear you count to 10 for the 100th time. Like
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Hey, bro, I love Blue's Clues, Roly Poly Oly, and Bear in the Big Blue House. I will not let you
so
shit
if
on
we're
those
talking kid
guys.
shows, I love all
I
three
will
of those.
never let
Yes.
anybody shit on those guys because those guys held it
For
down for us.
sure.
I will
Roly Poly
live the-
Oly, that is
Roly
way
Poly
better.
Oly
I
is
don't
so
like
good.
I don't like new kids cartoons.
I
No.
don't either. No,
Hey, man.
Coco Melon can suck a nerd. I don't.
If we count it,
Hey,
new
look.
Blue's Clues is great.
Yeah, I
I've never
will
watched
say.
it,
I
but
watched the
know
shit
I
out of
don't.
I
some
wouldn't
Bluey,
expect you to
all right?
without reproducing.
I will
on
say,
it,
I
but,
will
like,
watch
Bluey
the
gets its
shit
pass.
out of some Bluey with my niece, bro.
because Bluey is genuinely entertaining. I had no idea about Bluey until I hung out with my friend Kelly.
Oh.
She has a little girl. She is such a sweetheart. And when you turn Bluey on, she locks in, and I was like,
My
I'm
niece
here hanging out
loves
with
it.
you. I'm just like we're talking, and I'm kind of watching it. I'm like, bro, I'm really getting locked in on Bluey right now.
What's really
It's
fun,
good.
it's a really wholesome show, and what's
It
really
really
good
is.
about it is that the kids are not credited, so that way people online can't fucking hunt them down and
Yeah.
shit like
Right,
they
right.
do nowadays. So
Yeah.
they're completely anonymous.
That's
And it-
so
Such
perfect.
a good
So
show, dude.
perfect.
The other day, I'm standing in my parents' house with my niece, and I'm just staring there watching it. And I hear my mom in the kitchen. You like what's going on? And I'm like, what? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Just lock
I'm
in.
watching Bluey, man. Leave me
You
alone.
get locked in. It's so good. All right. Well, I guess I'll do my long-awaited cartoon list because I was the one
Let's
who
hear
kind of
it.
told everybody to do theirs and everything. So let me go ahead and do mine. Number 10, kind of a controversial one because everybody's already had it on their list, but nobody's had it this low.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Nobody's.
10,
It
I
is
said I was
Ben
waiting.
10.
I was
It is Ben 10. It is Ben 10. Ben 10 is my number 10. I do love it, but I mean, Ben 10's
feel-
10.
I
Mine
man.
was only
disrespected.
9. Mine
Yeah.
was only 9.
I,
all right?
I love Ben 10.
They're on the list.
I love Ben 10.
Number one.
But the thing of Ben
Shut
10
up,
was
Scott.
I did watch a lot of Ben 10, but a lot of these other shows I just watched more. Because with the Scott
Yeah.
situation, the same thing, like when Ben 10 in the Alien, whatever it was, the second series, when he's grown up a little bit more, initially, I didn't get into it. It wasn't until later on down the road where I would catch like episodes of more action-packed stuff happening that I would get into it. So Ben 10 doesn't really hit for me as much as some of these other ones just because I kind of checked out a little earlier than what I should
it's
have.
still there. That's
it's
what
still
matters.
there. It's still a great show. It's gonna be in a top 10 no matter what, no matter
Yeah.
where you put it, it's gonna be there. Along with this next one, which is Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry will never be out of a top 10. Tom and Jerry was one of the ones in my list where it's like I put it so low, but it's honestly it could be interchanged with anyone on these lists.
You're gonna flip my list.
Like genuinely.
I think his list is
Yeah,
almost the
is it?
exact opposite of mine. Backwards.
Mine is flipped a little bit more. I
Ben,
think
Ben and 10, Ben 10 and Tom and Jerry were my top 3. You
Yeah.
put them in your last 2.
Well, mine is gonna be different from everybody's list right here because I did absolutely put Adventure Time at number 8.
Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Yes, the reason I did this is because Adventure Time did a lot of numbers, ran for a long time, but it does hit every single level that you would want a kid's show to hit if you are trying to impact more than just funniness and wackiness. It has its moments. It's very heartfelt. It touches the heart. It does all the sensitive shit. It has very serious moments where it actually faces life problems in a cartoon manner. And there are only few shows that can actually handle that very well and deliver it very well. And so for that, with entertainment and all thrown into it, it's a very good show. And like I said earlier, every top 10 list, top 5 list that I've seen everywhere has it there. So how can I really argue with the fact that everybody kind of agrees that this belongs here? And I do love the show. I never went back and finished it, and I really do, because it does have a definitive ending. Like, it actually ended and has a roundabout for what all happens. And I do know that they have Fiona and Cakes coming out too, which is like the I heard that it's really good. It's
so
it's
good.
it's the spin-off like multiverse version of the show.
It's basically taking Adventure Time and adding more like maturity to it. Even though
Exactly.
it already was. To
Yeah.
be fair.
It really was. It does a very good job. But yep, Adventure Time for me had to be there. Number 7 though, Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo.
good.
Honestly,
OG or what's new?
Honestly-
or named.
any version.
I didn't realize there were that many.
Any version.
Bro, I
Oh,
didn't
God,
name
they
them all.
make
There's
so
fucking
many.
Mystery Incorporated.
No, there's a bunch. There's so many
the newest
versions.
one that came out. There's fucking Velma, but we don't talk about that.
Velma.
That goes in my top fucking -10.
Yeah, I can't stand that show. But if I'm going to pick one, it's going to probably be the original, because I watched that one more than I watched What's New Scooby-Doo, even though What's New Scooby-Doo does have a banger intro. Because What's New
It does.
Scooby-Doo's intro is so good that
Oh,
if
yeah.
you started playing that in any pop
Oh,
punk
God,
concert,
yeah.
I'm getting crazy jump. I'm
Mosh
losing-
pits.
Yeah, I'm
Mosh
losing
pits.
it.
Easy.
I'm losing it. But also, Scooby-Doo's movies, their movies unmatched.
Solid.
Between the animated and the
Solid.
live actions,
Okay.
you can't touch Scooby-Doo.
I was
Oh.
making sure that you credited the live action.
Like,
Cyber
The
Chase.
live
Cyber
actions.
Chase.
Cyber
Solid.
Chase is
Yeah.
so good. It had a PS1 game that I still have not beaten till this day.
I swear.
I had the game.
I
One of the
still could not beat
hardest
that
games.
game. Oh my god, because I'd get through and then I'd get to the samurai level, and then what am I to do? I'd get through that level, lose almost every
Lose.
single life, and then get to the final
Lose.
boss and have one life left, lose to that boss. Now I'm back at the very beginning. I took the game out and played Beyblades for the 5th time today. But number
Respectful.
6 for me, Powerpuff Girls.
Hell yeah.
Powerpuff Girls is awesome. Like I said earlier, great show. Had a great movie for the origin story of Mojo Jojo.
And Mojo Jojo.
Love it. Love it. Number 5 is going to Foster's Home for Imaginary
Solid.
Friends. Great show.
Everyone's had it.
Great show. Everybody's had it, just like everybody's had this next one. Codename Kids Next Door. Number 4.
She honorable mention.
That was my
though.
honorable mention.
That was the honorable mention. That's right. But it was still a part
It
of the
was
list
still-
in one
yeah,
way.
yeah.
It was still up there. Like, it still deserves to be mentioned. Even if it's not in your top 10, it is top 10 adjacent
Oh,
for
you
sure.
have to, yeah.
Like, it is right there. Number 3, which this one could have easily been my number 1 because it is like kind of my favorite show that Cartoon Network's ever put out, Ed, Edd n Eddy.
Oh, solid.
So fucking good, dude. I have every episode downloaded on my laptop, and from time to time when I'm really feeling down, I'll throw an episode or two on just
And
to
you can't get past that song.
no, like you really can't skip the intro. It's like one of the best little 10 seconds of noise you could have
Yeah.
enter your day. Like genuinely. Number 3, not even up for debate, really. It is going to sit in the top 3 pretty consistently. That's Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. It's too damn good.
Stop.
I put
damn
it so
good.
much lower on my list
It's
than
too
you
No.
guys.
damn good.
Number
It's too damn
one,
good.
baby.
It's too damn good. I kind of find it criminal that you put it so low because it literally
Hey, be happy it was on the list.
Criminal.
Man, it literally
Criminal.
is quoted in my daily life. Like I say shit all the time.
That show's solid.
I
I
whenever we
love you. How will you dead? Oh man. Oh
just
man.
wait till we get to Nickelodeon. That's where my
Oh,
votes come
man.
from.
Dude, I'm so
I
ready.
got this nice bag of tangelos to keep the clowns away. It's such a good show. It's quoted all the time. It's fantastic.
Solid.
And then
All right.
I said it was my number 3. It was actually my number 2 because Ed, Edd n Eddy was my number 3. Grim Adventures of Billy number 2. My number 1 though.
Oh.
Not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close. It's absolutely Teen Titans.
Yep.
It's absolutely Teen
You
Titans.
haven't said it yet. I knew it was.
Yeah.
It had to be on there.
Bro, literally, it was the beginning of giving you everything in a cartoon for kids that you didn't think you could. Legitimately, because we were at a point where cartoons weren't that serious. And if they were, it was for an episode or two, and then they'd go back to being wacky and filled with shtick and slap comedy. Teen Titans broke that mold. It had its moments where it was funny, but its overall consensus was this is serious. This is some serious ass shit. They had arcs, they had character developments, they had characters that were good and that went bad, that came back and were good. They had people that died. They had literal shit go down in that show that other cartoons on the network at the time weren't doing. And it was just to a point where it was perfect. You were locked in. If you didn't know about any of the Teen Titans outside of Robin, you fucking do now. This show put them on the map. Like, nobody would have given a shit about Cyborg being in this trash ass Justice League live action movie if they didn't have Teen Titans. Cyborg would have just been another robotic dude in the group of people that have superpowers. Like, but when you watch Teen Titans, he's one of the coolest dudes on the planet, and he becomes like an uncle to you. Like, he becomes one of the dudes that you feel like if he was real and he was around, you could go to him for anything because he was that type of guy. But nonetheless, Teen Titans, fantastic. And the movie in Tokyo when they fight against their clones. Oh, dog.
Yo, how many of these shoes had shoes? Damn it. How many of these shows had movies?
Man,
A lot.
Basically fucking idiot.
almost every
Apparently all of them.
almost all of them, other than the early 90s ones,
Most
which
of
even
them.
some of them did, because Johnny Bravo even had a Christmas special.
I was about to say, and
Yeah,
then,
I didn't watch Johnny Bravo.
fucking, we referenced it earlier with Jeff the Spider, but Grim Adventures
Yep.
of the Billy Mandy.
That is a
that
movie.
was the custody of Grim. Which
Yeah,
was
that was Custody of
technically
Grim. That was a movie.
Yeah.
That was a TV movie.
It was like a special.
Yeah, because they had the Spider
And
Jeff
then
on the
he ended
podium.
with a movie.
Yep.
I
Foster's Home
haven't-
started with a movie.
I
Missing out,
haven't
homie.
seen any of these.
Yep.
Any of them. I didn't know any of them had movies.
Yep.
Yep.
The only ones that I know had movies were Nickelodeon movies. I knew Blue's Clues had a movie. I knew Rugrats had a movie. Well, Bears had a movie. I knew
You
those.
knew Scooby Doo had movies,
Oh,
Man.
okay. Well, okay. Scooby Doo. I knew Scooby Doo.
Scooby-
But everybody
but
knew
yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
especially their live
But I
action.
watched the movies more than I watched the TV show.
Yeah. But with that being said,
Shows.
Rich, you got you a little top 10 you want to throw out there?
Let's hear it,
Just
homie.
off
Come
one?
on.
So I'm going to start with my honorable mention, my number 11, Hole in the Wall.
Hole in the wall.
Holy shit.
I just
Holy
trigger
shit.
something. Yeah, so this show.
I forgot that was a thing.
Holy shit.
Al recovered.
I forgot that even existed.
Oh my God.
I forgot about anything live action that happened on Cartoon Network.
yes. That was like a
Existed.
solid 2 year stint when Cartoon Network could not get people to make good animated
Holy
shows.
shit.
Yeah.
So they had 3 or 4 live action shows.
Wild.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
they had that. They had Destroy, Build, Destroy.
Yeah. What was the other? There was another
There
one.
was a third one, but I do not remember the name. I
Oh,
only
dude,
watched-
what would happen? Dude, what would happen?
That's what it fucked
Dude,
me
what
up.
That one I don't
oh
remember.
my god.
I remember Destroy Build.
Oh my god.
I love Awakening deep
That's
hidden memories.
fucking
That's
hilarious. That's hilarious.
So, anyways, this
We're gonna look
fucking
really
show,
old.
The premise of the show is literally the fucking name, Hole in the Wall. You just sit on a conveyor belt, try to get through the holes in the wall. All right. This show lasted on a Cartoon Network, so Cartoon Network, for 4 years. This show lasted. So it was
it was
worth
around for a
mentioning.
long time.
It was worth mentioning.
It was around for a very long, way longer than what it needed. It had a Connect game, didn't it?
Yeah, it-
Dude, oh my
Yes,
god.
did.
It had
I
a
remember
Connect
the
game.
Xbox
It had a
Connect, dude.
Connect game. Shout out to anybody who remembers a Connect, by the way.
Yes, bro.
We're showing our age.
Man, the original Connect. Let me be real. The original Connect, because I'm pretty sure Xbox One,
The original one that came out, it
Have-
was like
still
this
have-
big, and you had
yeah.
to set it right on your TV. And
the little square joint.
Yes,
Oh man,
yes.
It was
PlayStation
fucking
had one too. The
massive. It was, like,
PlayStation
this
Eye.
big.
yeah, it was like this big.
Yeah, they had a.
Damn. All right.
All
that
right,
was
so
good
ho-
shit.
so
Thanks
hold
for that,
on.
man.
That actually might have been the 360 that came out.
That
Oh,
was
man.
good shit. I
That
think it
on
was.
360. It came out on
Yeah.
360
Yeah, yeah.
Connect. It was bundled with it. Yeah.
So,
Good shit.
Hole in the Wall is just such a fucking show.
Holy
but
shit.
Anyways, I'll move on from that now. Number 10 is going to be Code Lyoko.
Wow. Yeah,
that
that's
was
actually
good.
really good. Code Lyoko was going to be an honorable mention for me.
That was a good one.
I was about to say, Code Lyoko is a really good show, and it was doing the whole video game, you die in the game.
Yeah,
die
it was
for
like-
real
yeah.
type deal. Well, only in certain instances when they were
Yeah.
dealing with, was it Xana? I can't remember. It
Yeah.
was, it was some with an X or a Z.
Yeah.
That was their main enemy. But it was a really good show. It would be higher if the last episode wasn't fucking garbage.
Yeah.
It ended horribly.
Yeah. Did not have a good ending. Did not have a good ending.
The
Check
last
me out. I've never
episode,
seen this.
It was a good
basically-
one. It was a good one.
I think I can spoil a show that's over 20 years
Yeah,
old.
go ahead.
So fucking the last episode takes place after they defeated the main enemy or whatever and freed their friend that was under their control and stuff. and it's just them. It's a clip show episode. They end it with a clip show basically.
Yeah.
For the whole like 20 minutes, and then you just see fucking what's his dick, fucking Nerds McGee that finally got his anime waifu for real. Crazy.
Yeah.
What an ending for that part. But
Yeah.
it's just him turning off the computer. That is the last episode.
Yeah,
It's
they
him
just
turning
turned the computer off and now they're done playing it.
Whack.
That's all it is.
It's a good show though. Like
It
up
is.
until that point, it was such a good show. I enjoyed it.
So if
very
the last
thoroughly.
episode was better, it'd be further up on your list.
Yeah, it'd be further up. Number 9 is Total Drama Island.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, that is a show I remember, and it definitely need to make it to this list on purpose.
It is so good.
That show. Okay, so it was between that. I'm doing that / 16 because they're the same
16
fucking
is
people.
so good. Oh my god,
The-
16 was underrated.
The goth girls on Total Drama Island in 16. I love you.
Yeah, they awakened.
Was it
I love
Beth?
you.
Was her name Beth or was it Gwen?
You had Gwen. Beth was the
And
nerd.
Raven from Teen Titans. Holy God, my awakenings.
Man, Total Drama Island was the
Total
first
Drama
show on Cartoon Network to have to blur out titties.
I think Total Drama
awakening.
Island in its era when it was introduced, which was during when they had no fucking shows.
Nope.
I think it was a good time to introduce a show like that
Yeah.
would have, because they were reaching out to more live.
Yeah, they were just like an
action-y
older
type
audience.
things.
They were trying to
So,
grasp teenage
Total
era.
Drama Island was really good because it was like a game, like reality game show.
Yeah.
It was a really good mixture to put into someone who only watches cartoons.
And it was
Yeah.
really funny too.
And-
It was a good show.
It was a really good show. And then 16 is exactly what it sounds like. It's like an
Yeah.
after school like teen kind of like hangout / drama. Oh
Yeah.
no, this happened.
Hang out at the mall.
Well,
They all work
Yeah.
at the mall. They all
Yeah.
kick it at the mall. They're all
Yeah.
bummies.
And it was a really good show.
It was a good show for having characters that you could get attached to.
Well,
Like
I mean,
they
'cause
did a
it was
really
when
good
we were
job.
younger, you know. So you're connecting to kids that are a little bit older than you, but you know,
Right.
I used to go and hang out at the mall with my friends, and
Yeah,
you know, all our
Well, it was
drama
like
and
every
whatnot.
character in there had so much
Other than
personality
Scott,
to
'cause he's a
themselves.
loser. I'm just kidding. We love you.
You guys hung out at the mall. I hung out in the streets and random forests to try to find things to build out of sticks.
Yeah, you won't believe how many homeless camps he found.
Probably a couple. to be
Yeah,
honest.
actually. And then number 8 is Kids Next Door.
Yep.
okay.
Great.
Yep.
For obvious
Gotta
fucking
have
reasons. I feel like we
Absolutely.
kind of covered it at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Great show.
Absolutely.
Great show.
So now number 7 is Adventure Time / I'm gonna count Fiona and Kate because it's just within the same fucking
Yeah,
universe.
it's basically the same
Yeah.
thing. It's like the Avenger multiverse.
It
It's the same
started
deal.
as a show that I just don't fucking care for. Kind of the same way with Steven Universe. OMG, so fucking random.
Yeah, that's all Steven Universe is.
I
But then it
fucking-
breaks out.
Yeah, after 50 fucking episodes,
Yeah,
by
it
the
takes
way.
a while.
At least Adventure Time only does like 12 before it actually starts throwing things under the bed that you kind of notice, like peeking out. Like
Yeah.
the whole like, oh, the Great Mushroom War, which was the planet nuking itself. Like it starts to get more in depth, and that's whenever they give the characters more depth, but they still keep that comedic like tone from the first season, but just kind of tone it down to where it's not as wowie zowie.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So Adventure Time's my number 7. Number 6 is Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy for obvious fucking reasons.
Absolutely.
What number?
Cannot
What
be
number
left out
did you
of
just
it.
say? What,
6.
what number?
6.
Damn it! I thought he said 7.
I
I
don't
was
think
like,
anybody has
finally.
matched on theirs. I don't think we matched, but we got the same.
I've been a couple close ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the closest out of all of ours was Ed, Ed and Eddie was the closest one out of all
Yeah,
of
'cause it
ours.
was
I
number
think
5
we
for
all-
me.
we were all,
Ben
all top
10,
5.
yeah.
yeah.
So number 5 is going to be, it's the same thing as everyone else's. So I put a / basically the same fucking show at first in concept. So you have Teen Titans / Young Justice.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
Young Justice is really good.
I forgot about all the Justice League stuff that was on Cartoon Network.
Justice League is
Young Justice was insane because it's basically like, it started out like a Teen Titans same thing where it's like, look at these adolescent heroes. They get their own little faction and they do side jobs for the Justice League.
Yeah.
But then it turned more into it. You literally fucking grow up with the
Yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
So it's really cool because like you get to the 3rd season where second season there's a time skip. So you start with Robin being like 12, 13 years old.
Yeah.
And then you hit a time skip. Now he's Nightwing at like 18. And then after that, you have another time skip of like 7 years. So all the kids that he was training in the previous time skip are now coming into their own. It's really good. Also, they remember Static Shock exists. Which is
Yes,
great.
That's
they
fair.
do. They acknowledge Static, which is deserving because he needs that acknowledgement.
Number 4 is Static Shock.
Yep. Yep.
That
Makes sense.
show had, like, I loved how that show would touch on topics that you don't really see nowadays.
Didn't his friend bring a gun to school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The school shooter episode.
Yep.
That was
His
another.
his white friend brought a gun to school. It was
No.
not Richie, not Richie. There was another person in the school that brought a gun to the school.
It was a kid that was like super bullied.
I was making sure that I knew what the hell we were talking about. I do know what Static Shock is. So
Okay.
we're fine.
So, yeah, no. So you had them tackle like real life topics and stuff like that a lot, but also it was just like a week to week superhero show. And then you had like the whole like fucking like the racism issue with Richie's dad and stuff like that.
That was a huge thing.
That was a huge episode.
That touched me a lot as a kid, that episode.
Touching on real issues.
Yeah, because it's like...
Because it's an episode where basically, you know, Richie, he always hangs out with Virgil, Static Shock, at school and at his house. But then he's like, you know, why don't we ever go to your house?
Yeah.
So then they do. He's like, well, we'll have to see. And then like, so he tries to accommodate that by like, all right, dad should not be he should be at work. He shouldn't be home. But then he comes home, gets off work early, and has dinner with Richie, his mother, and Virgil. And just very, very
so much tension, so much like it is a very touchy episode that nails it right on the head of what it is exactly like to be put into that situation.
Yeah,
it is a fantastic show. Fantastic show.
Yeah.
I applaud you for keeping that in your top 10. That is fantastic.
It's so good.
Fantastic.
And then number 3, because I've omitted Ben 10 from this list completely.
Yeah.
Because there's no point. You know where I stand on that.
Yeah.
Number 3 is gonna be Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
You know, and so he has put me onto it, and I still need to watch it because he's given me a list of how to watch it.
I did like 5 years
He
ago.
did, and
Where
I
you
still
at?
have to watch it. I have it.
Always one to recommend a show, not watch one you recommend to him.
I have watched so many shows recommended to me, and I have so many shows in my list that has been recommended to me. Go look at my list, and you tell me when I'm supposed to finish all that shit, Scott.
Let me finish my own shit.
How about you just go take a peek at my list and tell me when I'm supposed to find the time to finish?
It's a big year for anime, man. I can't keep up.
So
That'll do.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars is an anthology series for Star Wars, and it also is really, it's like, oh, like the prequels suck. Well, guess what? They took the
Killed
prequels.
that bitch.
It takes place in between episodes 2 and 3, and it's so good. They touch on so much, and it's an anthology series, so you can technically watch any arc at any fucking time and not feel left out. It's really good. And they also bring back Darth Maul, which is
awesome.
the best part of the show.
I have heard his stories, his story in that fucking show, and the way that they use him, because it's the same voice actor who did Force Unleashed, right?
No, it's the same voice act. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the same voice actor who plays a Star Killer in The Force Unleashed, the video game.
Sam Whitaker?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that's his name.
If you ever play that game, you have now. I'm giving you a +2 for that because Force Unleashed is so good.
Force Unleashed is fantastic.
It's
Force
so
Unleashed
good.
2 was kind of sad.
Yeah,
But I still like the Force Unleashed games.
absolutely.
Where are we at?
Number 2.
Number 2? Where am I at?
You just did Clone Wars.
Ed, Ed and Eddie. That's what it was.
Hey,
Ed and Eddie's a really
Yep.
good show, and I grew up ironically in a fucking cul-de-sac with a bunch of different friends that were of like different backgrounds. So it was very familiar. It's a very cozy show to go back to, especially as an adult and watch. And then also it's like one of the best cartoon endings to a show.
absolutely. I didn't even touch on that. Oh my god, yes.
Like the movie ends in such a good way because it's establishing like we know how much Eddie's brother is talked about, and to see him just be a huge fucking piece of shit.
he was an asshole.
And then the kids, like the other kids that are like always thinking Eddie's a piece of shit, they're like, oh,
We
this
get
is
it
why.
now.
And
We
also,
get
holy
it now.
shit, like he's fucked up.
He's a really bad person because like have you guys seen that Eddie movie? So basically, like he was saying, it's just him going to finally meet his brother. In the show, Eddie has like worshipped his brother. His older brother is his biggest idol. He tries to do everything in the way that he does it. And so finally they make a movie where it's like Eddie finally is going to take the opportunity to go to meet his brother. And it's this huge episode where all the kids are looking for Eddie and them, and like they're trying to hunt them down because I think they pulled off like a scam that like really fucked everybody over, and so they're just trying to hunt them down and get their money back and beat the shit out.
It was like
of them.
it was like the straw that broke the camel's
Yeah,
back.
exactly.
Like,
It was it. Like they were fed up with it. Like, you guys are done. And it was this big wild goose chase leading up to the point where they finally go and meet. Even the Canker sisters were in on the chase too. They were trying to get a hold of them as well. Like, it was literally everybody that they have interacted with that had a problem with them is now after them. And Eddie is just trying to make his way to his brother because he feels like that's going to be the one person who could get him out of this jam. And he literally gets there, shows up, and his brother is like a spitting image of him. He looks exactly like his fucking brother, except for he's just much older. He looks like the Clerks version of Eddie, where he's got the hat with the little hairs coming out of it. He's got like the fucking plaid, like I think he's got like a plaid vest, like an undershirt on, like jeans. Like, he's just like a real like douchebaggy looking guy. And he lives out in a fucking trailer. And Eddie like pops in, fucking just tries to get his help, and he ends up not only humiliating him by talking shit, but ends up basically like beating the shit out of him in front of God and everybody. Like, literally like puts his hands on Eddie and starts just beating his ass. And the kids pull up at the same time that he's getting his ass beat, and they're like, oh shit, yo, like that's like Eddie's not cool, but that's just not it, yo. Like, that's just diabolical. Like, what they're doing to him is not okay. So they all like group up and team up, and it's like one big like team effort, like the end of the Jimmy Neutron movie. They all team up and they all beat the shit out of Buddy. And it comes down to the Ed boys getting the one final blow and putting him to sleep, knocking him out. Kids fucking cheer, throw him up in the air, and they ride off into the sunset, all friends.
Yeah.
It's literally one of the best endings to a cartoon show ever. Rest in peace to the creator of that show. Because literally, it is a gem that we cannot lose in time. Like, we have to continuously keep putting this show up there because it can never be lost.
Yeah, no, it's such a good show.
With that being said, Rich,
number one.
you're number one.
Your replacement number
the
one.
big number one.
And it's my replacement number one because Ben 10 was already taken. And also, the final season of this show was just so fucking good.
Okay.
That I threw it at number one.
Okay.
That's Samurai Jack.
Yes. Yes.
So I'm a really big fan of overall narrative like shows.
Yes.
So combining that as a cartoon, it's like seeing Jack, especially in that last season, struggle, like especially after like 50 fucking years, and struggle to even like, because like you actually it deals with more serious tones because now they no longer have an age restriction with that final season.
Yeah,
so like to
that's
see him struggle
It came out so long after the show had like went off TV. I forgot about that.
Like, he actually is going crazy listening to other versions of himself and contemplating fucking suicide because it's just eternal. He can't die of old age because he's from another time and he's placed into another time. He can't beat a coup. It's just constant. And so like you just have him struggling with things like that, more adult themes. And it's also the ending as well is also really fucking good. And you have like everyone's at arms, everyone he's met along the way coming to help him accomplish this. It was a really good like ending. And then obviously
great show.
Actually, I won't say anything else besides that because I feel like that show is well enough, like still recent enough. Because I think it ended like 5 years ago.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. The final season, it came out much. So like, if you were gonna go back and watch Samurai Jack, say you haven't seen that show, and you do go back and watch it, remember that it did come out in the early 2000s, and then it had a point where it stopped, and then they would go on to release the final season years later. So that's what he was getting to when he said like it could take on a very much more adult theme because it wasn't being produced on Cartoon Network like it was back in the day. They were able to, because even then they were running it on what, Toonami, I think it was, whenever they
No, it was on Cartoon Network.
Was it on Cartoon Network?
It was ran at like 9 p.m.
So it was like right on the verge when it was getting ready to go into Toonami. It was like right there. Okay, cool.
Yeah, because
cool.
Static Shock and Samurai Jack would play. I can't remember which order, but those two would play, and then would go over to Adult Swim.
Okay. Cool. But yeah, man. Fuck yeah, you guys.
I feel like they made the choice to give it more of an adult theme because the people that are gonna actually decide to sit down and watch it
Are adults.
are adults.
Yeah,
They're not kids anymore.
Absolutely.
Well, not to mention that show had to restrict itself a lot because
A lot.
your main it's like the Ninja Turtles situation How often do you see Leonardo or Raphael stab something with their weapon that is not a robot?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Donatello and Mikey go to fucking town because they just got clubs
They
for
got
weapons.
sticks. Yeah.
So Samurai Jack, it limits it a lot because the only thing you actually stab with his fucking sword are basically machines.
Yeah.
That's okay. We can kill all the robots we want. Just not humans. That's fucked up.
Man. Very, 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 very good. You know, I think we can call that an episode, you guys. I think we can go ahead and wrap it up on the end of Richie's top 10 there. I honestly like all of our top 10s. I think our top 10s were really good. We had a lot of the same interest in a lot of these shows. I honestly thought that it was going to be a lot more spread out. Like, I thought there was going to be a lot more because Cartoon Network has so many shows on their listing. It's like it's hard to really
but like
nail
fucking
down.
50% of
The
them are
number
Hanna-Barbera.
ones were
Yeah.
for sure different, but we mostly had, I mean, a lot of the same ones, just in different places.
Yeah.
I was trying to be at least a little bit different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Keep
you
it mixed up.
definitely hit us with the curveball.
Oh yeah.
Hole in the wall is definitely that one for sure. Oh my goodness. Well, I don't really have an outro set up for this quite yet. We've kind of just been winging it here, but I do hope you guys have enjoyed your listen here for this first episode. We've had a lot of fun. At least I have. I don't know about you guys. I've had a blast.
great.
Yeah, no, it's
I've
great.
had a blast with this. I'm looking forward to seeing how far we can go with this, and hopefully it's for a very long time because I don't got shit going on my weekends enough to warrant doing anything else. So why the fuck not? But from us here in the studio, we do appreciate you guys. Make sure, please, that you do hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We would love to see you guys come back for some more and hear us talk about whatever. And we would love to hear your feedback in the comment section down below. And right in between that subscribe button and that comment section, there's a little thumbs up. Go ahead and click that on your way down to the comment section just so that you can go ahead and get all of the areas covered. But with that being said, from us to you, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys for stopping by and listening. And we will see you on the next episode of the Beauty and the Beards podcast. See ya. Awesome. Episode 1 done. Woo! Yeah. All right. That was a great episode.